Holy moly. Will we ever get complicated NG? I have been asked in the chat. And you know what? That's a mighty fine question. That's a mighty, mighty fine question, my friend. And I'm pleased to tell you, on this day, https://store.steampower.com/app/28416/BeamNG drive is for sale right now for £19.20. Great British dollar pounds. That's complex NG, baby. Check it out. Today we're checking out the more simple version for simple people like myself. How are we doing? Welcome everyone to stream. And welcome, in fact, to the first stream of 2025. How is everybody doing? I wasn't live last weekend. I had some stuff on my plate, some busyness, but not this weekend. We are not busy today. So I thought, it's been over 6 months since the last development update live stream. Let's do another one. Let me bring you up to speed. Things have changed a lot back since the last stream. I checked the last stream, and oh my god, there are several cars in that stream that aren't even in the mod anymore. It has been that long. So today, you're gonna get a much more clear view of what the full version of the mod will actually look like. And so I hope that this VOD will serve as a much more realistic representation of the final product for people who are interested, who might be watching this as a VOD in the future, but also to those of you live who can chime in and ask questions if you want. But mainly, this is a bit of a showcase for people who are like, what the fuck is this, or what it's going to be like? And then they can just watch bits of the VOD. I might timestamp some things after the stream ends. So, hello everybody who's live. I welcome you all today. I hope you're all having a good time. We've got the fusion jazz blasting. I've got the lights going in the room. I've got the fan on. I'm chill. I'm sitting back, knuckles cracked. I don't know if that came... Oh, there you go. That might have come through. Knuckles cracked and ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to load up BeamNG. We have recently passed a very important development milestone, and so the pack is in a very good shape right now for showing you where we're at and how much is left to go, because realistically it's not that much. I just don't know how much the stuff that's left is going to take in terms of time. It's just, I don't know. Do you still plan on buying a Monaro after selling the Supra? Oh, I'm going to be washing the Supra and putting it up for sale soon. Oh, that's sad. I might keep it though. If it doesn't, if it doesn't sell, I might keep it. I can't lie. I quite like the car, but I would quite like something new. You know. Thank you for timing him out, TFSK. Shut the fuck up. Game is loading, gentlemen. Keep the Super, sell the compact. I would rather keep the compact. That's a better car. That's a better car, brother. It's a 10 times better car. Love that thing. Super's been a pile of fun. Pile of fun. Y'all look at cars like they're pictures on the internet, and you're right, because they are. And then when you own one, shit's different, okay? It's fucking different. It's not the same anymore. But much reliable Toyota. Yeah, very. I learned that. Oh, but guys, don't buy an old BMW. It'll be a piece of shit. It'll be unreliable. You'll spend so much money fixing it. No. other fucking way round, bitch. Does SimpleNG have Easter egg cars or skins as reference to old stream cars? That's a nice idea, but we haven't quite tidied up little things like that. Like, let's finish the mod first before we include Easter eggs and fun things, you know? Once this boots up, I will officially start the stream, but I need your opinion. R32, 33, or 34? I'm going 34. Easy. Pretty easy. If you offered me any of those, it'll be a 34 any day, bro. It's just the best of the lot. It simply is. I'm tired of all you people saying it's overrated. It's the best one. It's not the R34's fault that it's goated. What engine you got in the Supra? 7M. GE. That's where the problems start, buddy. Ironically, it's the one thing that hasn't been a problem, which is supposed to be the other way around. So, I guess I just got something very unique on my hands. Well, that's the only bit of the car that's actually worked. Compacts are better than crossovers. You're goddamn right for that. Alright, Beam's finally decided to go to the menu. I swear this game takes longer to load every time I boot it up. Also, every time I launch BeamNG, Steam crashes. Not sure why that's happening, but it does. At least the head gas hasn't failed yet. That's been done in the past, most likely, because it probably would have failed by now already if it had never been done. Because the car is 35 years old, and that's what happens. What map should we load into today, boys? Let me see, let me think. I mean, West Coast is a classic, of course it is. Okay, it might end up being West Coast. Why am I even asking? West Coast is the good old dependent. Italy? I mean, we could go to Italy, but West Coast has got more to do. It's got more stuff. Everyone's saying Italy. Fuck it, we're going to Italy then. What? Okay. I didn't know Italy was that popular. Jesus, guys. Okay, I'm cool with that. It's not a problem. Where is Italy? H-R... Yes, I'm spelling out the alphabet. There it is. Right. I'll swap the screen over in just a second's time. I just need to make sure everything's set up properly. But, alright, Italy it is. I'll spawn into the main city. It's not... Oh, God, I need to turn the game down. It's playing our loading screen music. That's not up to date. Don't pay any attention to that. There you go. I'll turn that down. Yes, we finished all the car signs the other day, but you'll get to see all those in due time. I'll go through everything in order today to keep things simple and easy to understand, so that, you know, when people are watching it in post, they can go through it logically rather than jumping all over the place. There's a terrible Need for Speed Underground knockoff on Steam. That's not really news to me. That's just Steam, honestly. That does not shock me in the slightest. There's loading screen music. It won't be like this. It'll be optional also. We're not going to force people to download our loading screens. But we do have custom loading screens, and you can have them if you want. That'll be available as a little extra, because I know some people won't like that. So, optional extra. How many cars does SimpleNG have so far? 59. And it's going to stay 59 to the day it comes out, where it'll suddenly become 60. But you won't get to see any of that today, my friends. 1 second. Okay, so I've loaded into Italy. There's a few things to note today that are very different about BeamNG, so I want to see if this works. Oh, am I missing my border? Ah, yes, I've turned it all off because I was recording something off screen. Don't read too much into that. You're not getting a new YouTube video. That's not happening. There we go. Right, chat. Do tell me if this is smooth, if it's lagging, because sometimes my BeamNG likes to lag OBS if I don't set it up properly. So if this is good smooth frame rate, then good. If it is not, let me know, and then we'll continue with stream. Smooth, better than my PC. It's fine. Smooth is better. Great, thank you. Sometimes it really lags, so I'm glad that it's working. It seems to be 50-50 whether it's really choppy or not. Look at this sky, gentlemen. Look at this sky. This is Car Killer. Car Killer's Dynamic Skyboxes mod. It makes BeamNG look so fancy and colourful. It's great. I do very much enjoy this. Which is the shortcut for it again? I think it's yes, /. Look at, if you have BeamNG and you haven't got this mod, you're wasting your time, buddy. Look at this shit. It's so good. It makes everything look so fancy. Let's go to a nice little evening sky, shall we? Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, we'll stick it onto light clouds, which makes everything look nice and colourful. Very nice. Because if you don't know what BeamNG's default sky looks like, it's shit. So this is a definitive upgrade over default Beam. I highly recommend it. So if you have... I can hear my PC screaming. It does not impact performance at all. If your PC runs BeamNG and you download this mod, you will not perform any better or worse. It is just better skies. That's it. Nothing performance intensive about that. So, good news for you, good sir. Let's go somewhere nice and open here, because it's all sort of shaded, and I could do with a nice little area to play about with our sexy motor vehicles on this fine, fine evening. The city is very dense, and yes, that is because it's a city. Let's go over here, shall we? This looks like a nice area to play about with. Yeah, why not? Actually, you know, up here, I think there's a nice car park up here. There is. This is a cool area. I like it up here. Alright, this is going to be our car park this evening, I think. Let's drop ourselves in here. This is just my default spawn car. We will come back to this car eventually. So for now, we'll leave him where he is. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn down the fog. I want to see the distance. I want to see those nice islands out in the distance. That is a nice, sunny, clear sky day. Beautiful. So, is Carkiller a BeamNG developer? That is correct. Yes, he is. But this, of course, is not part of Vanilla Beam. It is a little optional add-on. So maybe we'll see better skies in Beam in the future. I don't doubt it. But for now, this is a mod. You can go look it up. It's called CK's Dynamic Skyboxes BeamNG. Just Google it. You'll find it. Very cool. My PC is a GTX 1070. That was my old graphics card. And you know what? I'm still using a 1080 Ti. I'm still using a 1080 Ti, the good old dependable. I'm not letting it go. It's held up for me all this time, and it's still holding up. It still fucking is. So, today, gentlemen, I'll be taking you through SimpleNG, which, of course, if you don't, you do know what it is. But if you don't know, these cars do not explode into pieces like vanilla BeamNG cars. They are invincible, and of course their interiors are made void, dark black voids. There's no detail. It is very simple. Why would you do that? You've downgraded BeamNG, they say. And well, the answer is because this mod will be in development until 2029 if we hadn't done that. So it's really just to make lower end PCs enjoy running on multiplayer and with traffic and all that sort of stuff, but you still get to play around with some realistic driving and sounding and obscure cars that aren't available in other video games, and you get to customize them and do all that sort of stuff. That's the point of the mod. So it has its upsides and downsides. Of course it does. It's not going to be like a traditional Beam mod, but if you're okay with losing the ability to explode into pieces just to go and have fun driving around, then perfect. You're gonna like it, most likely. I would hope so anyway. We put effort into making it good. So here is, let me just double check something real quick, that I'm going to show everything that I meant to show. Once it actually loads up. Yes, we're looking grand. Okay, chat. This, of course, is the list. A list you've seen many times before yourself if you're familiar with the mod. There are 59 cars available for me to show today, and I probably will go for each of them and quickly take you through what's left to be done, or what has been done, or if they're finished, etc. And so you'll be able to jump from car to car in the stream VOD if you're watching this in the future, and see what the progress is like on each car. As of now, the beginning of 2025, when we're supposed to be releasing this, in around, I'm going to assume, like March time. I was sort of thinking end of February, but it might be more towards the middle end of March. I'm not entirely sure, because, you know, sometimes you're busy, you're working away, and then you get a week where you just can't focus on it. You've got other things to do, and then you lose a week of work, and then you can't really give a definitive release date on something when you're not even sure how much work is actually needed to be done. But that's what we think. So, first of all, Peugeot Bebe. Jumping into the Peugeot Bebe first of all, which of course is a bit of a crowd favourite for being the oldest car in the mod, and of course there are not many vintage car mods available in video games in general. Take your time, no need to set a definitive release date. That is true, but people like to hear a number. They don't like to hear that there's a delay, but we've already announced like 3 delays, so, you know, I don't want to say another delay, so I'm just going to give you an estimate, and if we can't stick to it, so be it. Let me fix up these shadows actually. Do you know what? These shadows look a little low resolution. I've got, that's much better. Beautiful. Hopefully that still runs smoothly on stream. It should do anyway. If it doesn't, let me know. But this is the Peugeot Bebe, which is from 1913, and it is one of our only cars with an interior, technically, and therefore an interior view. Something I wasn't actually going to add at first, since our other cars don't have interior views, but I added one, so you can drive your Bebe in first person now. The last time I showed the Bebe, it was just, well, it was just the Bebe, you couldn't do anything to it, but as of the past 6 months, the Bebe has been completely transformed. You can now disassemble the entire car if you want. You can just take it apart, so you can drive a bathtub on wheels if you want to. I'm not going to spend forever doing that, but if you want to take off the fenders, for example, you certainly can. Headlights, who the fuck needs those? Those lights up on the hood, gone, pathetic, useless. Windscreen, don't need a windscreen, don't need a roof with it either. You can just literally make it into a bathtub on wheels. Oh, that interior, black, boring. I want it to be red. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So that's the Bebe for you, pretty much, in essence. And now that the car sounds are actually done, I can show you how each car sounds, which is a first. The first time I've been able to do that. So I'm going to turn BeamNG up, actually, because I might as well have it turned up, since we're not really driving them around unless you want to hear it. So this is the Bebe. I will just let you listen to it, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't sound of much. You decapitated him. I might have done. I might have done slightly. Let's do a little first-person quick drive around the parking lot, shall we? Yeah, I think the top speed of this thing might be about 50. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not the one who works on the performance stats on the cars. That is Tievski's job. But I think it's about 50 mile an hour, and there are 3 gears. So yeah, I would say about 50. There are only rear brakes, no front brakes. So if we brake and turn, you get a lot of drifting action. So racing this at high speed is a little difficult, because if you come up to a tough corner and you got to brake for it, which when you're going this slow isn't often. Oh, look, a corner. Brake, turn. You got to do a lot of drifting before you can get it back in a straight line again. A little bit of handbrake action. So that's the Peugeot Bebe. I think there'll be very, very good fun having like a Bebe racing league in multiplayer where we all get to fall over each other driving this sports machine right here. Of course, they did actually race Peugeot Bebes, just like this one. So we let you add, much like with every car, a racing number, except this one is a unique racing number because it's simply painted onto the side of the car. So there you go. Let's make it 13 for 1913, where the Bebe came from, and let's paint you a nice, let's go for like a dark green right there. And there you go. That is a machine. Can we change that? Yeah, the brass front and make that painted. Awesome, excellent. So there you go. That is the Peugeot Bebe. That is the oldest car in the mod. But one of the most fun, arguably. Even if this is not your kind of car, I urge you to give it a go when the mod comes out. I think you'll really enjoy throwing it around and enjoying the rear brake only drifting action it offers at a solid 35 mile an hour. So, 31? I wrote 31, didn't I, instead of 13. Number slot what? Did I make that backwards? Oh, no, I am just stupid. No, I'm actually just I'm just not very smart. Okay, moving on to the next car before I embarrass myself any further. Thank you, Peugeot Bebe. A very worthwhile addition to this mod. Do 11 for the amount of bodies in my basement. I don't plan it. Bug spotted. No, not a bug, just my head is the bug. Looking forward to the Chrysler Avengers. That's my current daily. You're dealing a Chrysler Avenger? Holy fuck. That's kind of based. That'll be coming up soon. Next up is the Hispano Suiza. Now, Chelsea not going to like that I'm showing this, but we are planning on remodeling this car. We want to upgrade the model before release, so there's a little bit of work to do in getting this thing up to speed in the way that we want. But right now, it is a 6-wheeled 1930s 1920s, or is it? Oh, fuck, what year is it? Is it 1929 by any chance, or is it 30 something? 1931, yes, Dictatormobile with a V12 engine. I won't show you too much about this because it's technically not finished. I won't go too in-depth on unfinished cars yet. But this car will be getting a new model, and so you probably won't get much customization and stuff. But for now, I'll let you hear what it sounds like because that is one bit of it that is finished. If we can get up to speed in this car park, which I think will be difficult. There you go. It's just a big fat V12. Nothing too unsurprising there. But yes, car's not finished, physics aren't finished, all that sort of stuff, so I'll put it aside for now. That's where that car stands. Needs a bit of work, needs quite a bit of work, honestly. But it's there, and it'll soon be wonderful. Next up is another finished car, at least, so that's good to know. Do most cars have at least one unique feature? Depends what you mean by unique feature, because most cars will have some form of customization for sure, but not all cars will have a unique purpose, because some cars are similar to others, like small hatchbacks and things like that will all serve the same purpose, more or less. This is the Packard Henny hearse. This is a hearse, and we updated it recently with a couple of like model fixes and things like that. It has a new sound, but it also has a new variant since I last showed this. It drives completely differently. Before, we had this super powerful V8 with lots of power to go and smash things into. It now has a more realistic inline 8 engine, and you can do something rather special to it, because I can add this two-tone paint scheme right here. I'm going to paint it red here, white there, because now, if I go to the customization, what have we got? Where is it? Ambulance Cross. Let's have a black one, please. And let's searchlight. Wonderful. And I wonder what's on the roof. A siren. It's an ambulance. That's what it is. It's an ambulance now. So, you know, how realistically can you add customization to a hearse? Yeah, there's not much you can do. So we made an ambulance out of it. There you go. It is a real thing, by the way. There are real ambulance Henny hearses. Well, not hearses because they're ambulances, but Packard Hennys anyway. So there you go. It is a real car in the real world. Oh my god, why has it got that horn? I don't know if it's supposed to have that horn, but it's certainly funny that it does. Alright, well, there you go. There's your hearse. You can also strip it down and make a hot rod out of it if you really want. Just like dechrome everything. Take the trim. What trim is that? That's the hood trim. Okay, is there side trim? Yes, there is. Rear side trim, front. You can dechrome it and make it into some weird hot rod. Good for you. Good luck. But there you go. That is the hearse. Well, the ambulance. Hearse. Ambulance. That's literally all. That car exists to be for dead people or nearly dead people and nothing else. This car is a proper traditional wagon. Am I supposed to manually make an ambulance? There'll be a config. There are no you may notice that already, that there are no configs made for cars. That comes at the end. There will be an ambulance config and there'll be a hearse config. The baby will have a racing config and a standard config, etc. And this Datsun, fuck knows what configs it's going to get, but it certainly gets a couple bits of customization because how could you not? Actually, I forgot to show you the hearse sounds. You know, I'll give you a little taste of the straight 8. I think I actually did at one point already play this on stream, but I'll quickly play you some of that because I'm sure people might be interested in hearing what a straight 8 hearse goes and sounds like. Wow. It certainly wobbles around like a car from 1950. Hope that's exactly what you expected, because that's what you're going to get, because that car is indeed finished. I may do some crash tests today, later on in the stream also, in case you're wondering and you want to see stuff like that. We have drastically improved the crashing, so I'd like to show that off for sure. This is the Datsun 510. You say inline 8? Yes, that is an inline 8, my friend. This is the Datsun 510. Now, this is where we start to get into more traditional cars. The first three are kind of gimmicks. This is more normal. So, what have we got here? So right now there's only 2 engines. We may add more engine swaps and stuff like that as, you know, later down the line. So this gets your usual racing numbers and sponsors and things like that. You can change the exhausts. It's got like yellow headlights you can put in. Wow, look at that. How great. Pretty simple, nothing too extravagant is available for a vast majority of cars. But, you know, with a car like this, you want to put a roof box on it. We're not exactly going to stop you doing that. And if you want a surfboard, most certainly you can do that too. There is, of course, also light bars. These are universal light bars, so everything will get these light bars. This one is mounted inside of the roof rails, because why the hell not? There's a red light bar, a blue light bar, and a red and blue version of it. And it'll pretty much be generic with sirens that aren't working. Okay. I'll come back to that one then. Yes, some of the sirens aren't set up properly, so I guess this is one that hasn't been yet. But yes, of course, we have police cars and configs to make too, so all that will be done in due time. But yes, nothing too crazy going on here, but I can certainly give you a little sound demo, because a lot of the cars don't really have anything too interesting to say about them. It's just sort of like, here's a car, has customization, has a noise. So this is what our little dancing sounds like. A little 1.8, I think, is the biggest engine in these. The little 1.8 Nissan Bluebird engine. Yeah, look at that. Wonderful. Wonderful. How great. But that's enough of that. Have you made a Mazda RX-3? Well, if you can't see it here, then no. No. Are you open to car suggestions? We have 59 out of 60 cars made, so no, there will be no suggestions. However, you can feel free to join our Discord server, which is the link in the description, and you can put all sorts of suggestions and things like that in there, should you want, because the possibility of adding more cars after release is there. So, first time watching stream, welcome. Welcome. This is one worth talking about, because this is the DAF 55 Coupe. This is a weird little car from the Netherlands. I have put up a video on the SimpleNG YouTube channel of us reverse racing these, which is what they did in real life. The Dutch people race these in reverse because they have CVT gearboxes. And, you know, usual, there's some customization. You can take off bits of trim, bumpers, and things like that. Nothing too extravagant going on here. Some generic aero parts and things like that. But you're really choosing the DAF to do this in it. This is what the DAF was made for. A bit of reverse racing around an Italian, apparently, hotel. But it could just as easily be a Dutch one, right guys? Just kidding, there's clearly elevation in the distance, so it couldn't be. Which is good, because I don't think this thing would get up a hill too easily. So maybe that's all for the best. There's another thing to note. We have BeamNG's new lighting, which has a fading effect on well, lights. So that's something we're slowly adding across all of the cars now. Taillights should be the same. Yes, they are. Reverse, bang. They're all done just like the new elderly car. The I've forgotten the name of it. The 1920s car that they added to BeamNG recently. We're adding that across all of our vehicles. So the CVT DAF. Now, someone asked to see the Chrysler Avenger. Here is your opportunity. This is the Avenger. We have the Tiger spec right now, but you can also make this into a 1600 Super, as well as a full-fledged rally car that is also available. So different specs are available for this car, which means there's plenty of customization, such as mud flaps, like so, and spot lamps, like so. Chin spoilers, roll cages, all the rest of them. I could be here all day. Plenty of things to do to this car, which is great. Of course, this is badged as a Chrysler, but has a Hillman on the back because it was sold as a Hillman Avenger in, well, where it was built, Scotland. So we got our little Chrysler badge on the front here, and our little Chrysler vanity plates, of which all the cars, of course, have vanity plates. But this car has a very funky sound, so I'll give it a bit of a rip around the car park for you. It's a very throaty sort of twin cam, small inline 4. So it really makes it sound like the rally car that it can become, which is something very cool about it, and I very much like that. I'm a fan of that sound, and I'm a fan of the car in general too, so this was a very cool addition. So have your little Scottish Chrysler, everybody. I highly recommend checking this one out, even if you have never heard of it in your life before. It's very, very good. I could tell you made that mod because of how the mud flaps were put on. What does that mean? What kind of insult are you throwing my way? Incredible. This one was recently finished. Sounds like mine when it runs. Yeah, when it runs, sounds about right. This was recently finished. This is the Mercury Montego, which is a big, fat, flabby muscle car with not that much power. But doesn't it look spectacular? Plenty of effort went into making this into a nice fancy machine. So not too much, I don't think, for this car. I guess there's some things. You can change this rear panel's color, remove some bits of trim and chin spoilers. What do you expect? It's quite simple. You're not going to get 2000s tuning on a 1970s muscle car. But, you know, paint works. Aha. Actually, this is a good opportunity for me to show you one thing about it. Let me spawn the other one. I have a temporary config made just for this. There's one called Balls also, but there is this, which is our first finished SimpleNG police car. Yeah. It's got a spud number plate. So, our vintage police cars have their own SimpleNG police department paint scheme, in which they will be orange and white. I haven't shown this off before, so this is the first time debuting one of our police cars. So I like it. I think it's cool. We have an orange police force. We're going lore friendly in this bitch. And I guess I'll show you the sound of it too. Why not? It's got a big throaty V8. I don't know what else you could possibly expect from a vehicle like this. But now you can catch crims with all the body roll in the world. That's if you can find any amount of traction to put down, with your open diff being completely overwhelmed by the sheer weight of this big fat bitch. Very cool, very fancy. I like it. World premiere of the SimpleNG Police Department. You're goddamn right, brother. Cool. Now, the clan. I will quickly show it, but it is far from finished. It has some outdated textures and just maybe bits of the model might get touched up. But this is the clan. It is a frog, as you can see. Very unusual little British sports car. Built by ex-Lotus engineers to go and beat Lotus on the racetrack. And you know what? They did it. They did beat Lotus. Not before the company folded and disappeared until the 1980s, where it was revived in Northern Ireland, of all places, which is my home. So I put this in the mod because it's the only Northern Irish built car I could represent that wasn't a DeLorean. So there you go. It needs a little bit of updating, but you'll get to see more of him in the future. He's a funny little guy. You can put... I might as well show this. Again, this is far from finished, so a lot of this will change. But you can put 1980s boxy bumpers on in case that looks better to you. So... and also, pop-up headlights. There you go. You can revitalize. If you don't like the way he looks, he changes quite drastically with the body kits. So there you go. On to the Europa next, which actually we just finished the physics on last night. And I say we, I mean Tievsky, because he is our physics man. Of course, he's the physics man. Very fancy sound. It is a shared sound with the Avenger, because they more or less sound the same in real life. So we just shared the sound. We pulled a Forza. There's no need to make a whole separate sound if there's already one that sounds very much like it. So yeah, this is the Europa. It is pretty much finished. It has some fairly simple customization. You can turn it into the Circuit Wolf car, if you're familiar with that. I will show you the wing, which might re-jog your memory. In fact, you know what? I can even put on... Is it this one? I believe it's this one. Yes, it is. Fine. I'll do the colors. Why not? There's going to be like 3 people in chat who know this reference. And to those people... good for you. There you go. How authentic and beautiful is that? I can give you a quick run around the car park again. It's a bit noisier than the Avenger. You got the engine at the back there. Oh, it's a little twitchy as well. I've bent it into the wall. Yeah, okay. God, it's slippery with that rear... is it rear or mid-engine? I guess it's mid, technically. But yes, this is one of our quicker cars in our racing class, to be fair, but it is one that takes a bit more skill to drive, so I think that's only fair. So, very fancy, very cool. And good luck trying not to bin into a wall. Okay, my camera's just shit itself. Next up, the Tatra. We went from a car that's difficult to drive to one that's even harder. This car is a bitch. It's not finished yet, so there's a couple of outdated textures that need to be improved on it. Those headlights don't look too great, for example. The model already had a few touch-ups recently because we implemented a front-end swap that turns it into the facelift. This was highly requested of us, like a year ago when we first revealed this. There were people who were going, oh, you've got a Tatra. Can you make the facelift? And we said, no. So we went and did it anyway. So you will now get a facelift Tatra. But I'll swap it back to the regular one for now, anyway. And I'll give you a quick rundown on the car park, because the customization is not finished on this. The car is not finished in general. But the sound is. So you can hear this very unique 4-litre V8. I think it's a 4-litre anyway. Somewhere around that size. This is your... I think the only communist car in the mod. So, there you go. All the people are thinking, oh, you don't have any Ladas. We've got something even better. We've got a V8 Lada with funny looks and a rear engine. How about that? So... and quite a strange, unique sound. So that's very cool. It doesn't share that sound with any other car in the mod. So, a little hint of this car is special. Just to make it stand out that little bit more. As if a rear-engine V8 communist car wasn't already unique enough. On to the Beta Monte Carlo. Another car that isn't quite finished yet, but is quite close to being finished, all things considered. Not a lot to do here. I've shown this car off on stream before, and the customization hasn't changed, so I'll not go through all of that again. But it simply has a new sound, so I'll quickly give you a run through of that. I just got synchronizer damage. That's something that will be removed, because we do not have any form of mechanical damage like that in the final version. Yeah, alright. Good old rally car, and indeed we'll have rally parts and specs and things like that. Why are you playing sad music over my Beta Monte Carlo, the hardest fucking car in existence? Fancy little car that I don't understand why it hasn't been represented in more games, so we will do the job for it. Next up is a masterpiece. My summer car's younger brother. The Datsun Cherry F11, not F10. This is a little masterpiece. I've shown this car off on stream before also, so I'll not get too deep into it. You've seen the customization if you watched the previous stream, but it gets some things. Nothing crazy, just some stuff. And it sounds largely like the little Datsun 510 from earlier. So, you've pretty much already heard it as well, but I'll give it a quick run anyway. Is it possible to recreate Clarkson's Monte Carlo? Not exactly, but I might put some little references in there. There you go. You've pretty much heard that already. Shares the sound with the other Datsun. Very similar engines. It's understandable as to why. Now, Holden Tirana, gentlemen. This is one of our first kind of crazy cars, because most of them have a little bit of customization. Then there's the occasional car that has a lot. A lot for the average standard of the pack, in contrast, anyway. Because this, while looking very fancy in itself as it stands, gets a little option that most cars don't get, called body style, which is a little drop down here. Because it gets this. It gets a wide body. Now, of course, this has to cause drastic changes to be made to the car, like the shape of the J-beam, and the driving characteristics has to have different type of suspension to push the wheels out to the arches, and they're a lot wider wheels, so they have to be forced onto these bigger, wider wheels to fit the arches. So there's a lot of things that have to be sort of forced onto you to use these. You can't put the standard wheels on with a wide body, which I don't know why you want to do that anyway, but we have made that impossible to do on purpose. There's a reason for that. So you can indeed choose the wide body. It also makes the car, I believe, possibly a bit lighter in some cases. I'm not sure if this is one of those cars, but some cars will have this body style option that really drastically changes the dynamic of the car. But otherwise, we've got lots of customization for the standard car, like the ability to remove that chin spoiler if that's not to your favor. You can make this into a bone stock basic spec Tirana if you want. It's got all these sporty bits on. You can strip that down completely. The front bumper, for example, there's multiple different front bumper options. Say you wanted it to be painted, bang, there's a painted one. Or you didn't like the style of this bumper, there's a completely differently styled chrome bumper for it as well. And that sort of is reflected around the car. For example, we have this exhaust tip here. If you want to go single, there's your little pea shooter for the basic spec. How fancy's that? But what if you wanted a dual tip? Well, that's, where's the exhaust? Underneath the car, motherfucker! Yeah, look at that. Shoot flames out of those. Or, of course, you can go with the tuner option, which... There you go. Beautiful. Just a nice, good touring car side exhaust. Kind of goes crazy on this one. Kind of love it, though, for that. Decals, roll cages, all the usual stuff that you could possibly expect to find on a road-going touring car, because that's essentially what it is. There'll be light bars for a police version, which hasn't been made yet, so I'll not bother showing that. And in case you just want that extra bit of fuel, we've got our racing fuel tank to hang out the back, so don't bother bottoming out that rear end on a curb, or else there will be a small, large trail of fire following you everywhere you go. And in case all of that wasn't enough for you, we do have an 800 horsepower V8. So, yeah. What you can do here is choose the sport body. Drop that down, go to the wheels. So let's get the custom, let's get the grippier wheels on it. Yeah, let's do that. And then... That didn't last long at all. Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's a bit tricky to drive 800 horsepower in a car this light. Fucking hell, man. They can't fucking do this. This is what it's like to be Australian, by the way. This is like a normal work commuting car. Yeah, that's a little difficult to drive, that one. But we'll maybe leave that car for now. Quite a lot you can do with that car, so it's very cool. So like Sega took control of the car's handling. I'll give you a proper lap of what it should drive like. The crazy one is ridiculous. We do have our smooth lighting implemented on this car too. Here's what it should drive like. It's a lot more fun this way, guarantee it. This is one of our cars with the latest tire physics added on as well, so this really does drive the way it should. Ow, as I drive into a wall. Still a big barge of a thing to throw around with a lot of power, but it's good for doing things like this with, which is very, very Australian, so... Thank you. Someone in chat said, how do you turn off ABS in Euro Truck Simulator? Why the fuck would I know how to do that? Aha. This vehicle is the Nissan Skyline C210. Now this car is not finished yet. In fact, it has quite a lot to go. But I did a sound on it last night. Just last night I finished the sound, so I might as well give you a quick run in it, because why not? It's a very generic, small sounding fuel-injected inline-6, and yes, that was a fuel-injected engine in 1978 in Japan, but not mechanically fuel-injected. Electronic. Definitely one of the earlier cars to do that in production, and actually the first production car to have a turbocharger as well in Japan. First turbocharged production car. Fun fact of the day for you right there. Not much else I can say about that car. It's not finished yet, and neither is this Chevrolet Opala. Someone said, does it have the C211 headlights? Something I would like to add, but it doesn't have right now. So, no promises, but it would be nice if we get the time to do it. Be nicer to the Euro Truck Simulator question asker? No. Fuck you. This is a Brazilian muscle car with a straight 6. A Chevrolet straight 6. So it has a very strange and unique pitch of an engine. This car is not finished, so all I can really show you is the sound. I'll give you a quick run. It's unusual hearing it coming from a muscle car where you'd maybe expect it to sound like a big V8, but it doesn't. It's quite a high-pitched, raspy straight six. How very fancy. And it's not the only car with that engine, believe it or not, because I don't know if it's up next. No, the next up is the Chrysler Sunbeam. I'll show you it quickly. It's another one that's not finished, so again, I might just give you a rev, quite frankly. It's the same engine sound as the Clan is going to be using. Very similar once again sounding, but not finished, so not going to give you too much of a run on that. That's actually one of the earliest cars we added, so there's quite a lot of things to do. The Puma next. It's another Brazilian car, and it uses the same engine as the Opala, except it weighs just under a ton, so it's a hell of a lot faster. And it does come with some customization, nothing crazy, but some, because this car is actually finished, because we had to add a brand new 3D model to it and stuff like that, so a lot of work has went into this recently to make it much better than it used to be. So if you want a nice, unique Brazilian car that sounds a bit funny, the Puma is going to be your choice if you want a one-way trip to Brazil, in which you'll never come back from. So good luck with that. Besides the Puma, next up, now that we're entering the 1980s, is the Audi Quattro. Another car that we need to do a bit of work to. There's some textures that are out of date and physics and things like that. But once again, the sound is done. I don't know why I feel the need to keep saying that, because the sounds are done on every car. It sounds like an inline 5. What do you expect? It's a Quattro sound. Rev up the Bugatti. I'll not give it a drive. The physics are very out of date on this one. We haven't touched it in probably over a year. It'll get some love soon. Here's a car that's already had some love. This is the Nissan Skyline R30. This is the RS Turbo version. This is one of the most customizable cars in the entire mod. So I'm not going to break it down what all the options are, because we'll be here for quite a while. There's a lot of different mix and matching potential you can do with facelift variants and everything modeled out. It has had a lot of love and a lot of effort put into it. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. But you can put in the straight 6 engine from the C210 earlier, or you can have the FJ20 4-cylinder turbo RS, which is what we spawned in right now. This also has the fading lights. Oh, goodness. It's very light to throw around 200 horsepower's worth of motor car. Ignore the fact I keep crashing into that wall every now and then. It's one of my favourites by default, because of course, how could we not put effort into the best car ever made? Simple as that. And following up from that is a very similar car from Toyota, with a semi-similar engine, but sounds a little different. A little bit more throat to this one. Also a lot less power and a lot chunkier tires. So the Celica will drive largely similar, but there's a lot more grip going on here, which makes it a great rally car. Which is why we have rallying customization for it, which I've probably shown off in the past already, so I'll not dig too deep into, but there is plenty here. And also, yes, the wide body on this car is removable, much like it is with the Tirana, except it's not done through the usual ways, because they're pretty much just an arch extension kit. Bang, there it goes. Simple as that. It's not like a full sized triple XL wide body for fat cars, you know. Someone said, what about RB26? What does that mean? There will be an RB26 car coming up soon. Well, I say soon. It's a while away yet. Because next up is actually the Proton Saga. The Celicas have the 4AG. Yes! Yes, they did. And we have a supercharged version from the MR2 available for it. If you want to play with that, you certainly can. This is the Proton Saga. Now, the headlight textures are actually broken on it currently, because we were doing some work on it and they broke, so ignore the headlights just for a moment. The rest of the car, perfectly okay. Now, the thing is, the R30 was the most customizable car in the mod. Was. But I fear one of our beloved developers, Jordan, went a little overboard. He's in chat celebrating. He went a little overboard with it and may have added a couple of customizations. I haven't really sorted through them properly yet, but if you want to really shake things up a little bit, then then you can go full Malaysian tuning. There is just a couple of options available for this piece of shit. So, oh my god! I'm looking forward to going Proton Saga racing with the community, where we can all have our unique tastes. Our unique tastes is what I'm gonna call it. That's wings I added. Where are some of the unique ones? There's a little boot spoilers. Is there a rounded low profile spoiler? What does that mean? They're all sort of little lips. Is there a molded spoiler? Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. Side skirts. What have we got? Oh, yeah, R34 side skirts. That's what you need. Oh my fucking god. That is fucking terrible. Holy shit, that is actually atrocious. Body color side skirt 3. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Wow, wonderful. So there's absolutely no shortage of options for this, which I'm sure will bring joy to the hearts of the people. So Proton Saga tuning is coming to SimpleNG in a very violent fashion. I say violent because I really do fucking mean violent. So yeah, you can look forward to that, boys. I still have to go through and tidy little bits of it up, but Jordan gave me this. I loaded it up one day and I went, wow, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Have it R34 side skirts on just to like, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. That is a quite a spec. Let me do the R34 front bumper too, so we can have the full R34 GTR. Yeah, that's great. How much power can it make? I don't know. That is my honest answer. I don't fucking know. Not enough. We need to put an RB swap in this and turn it into a real GTR. So that's the Saga for you. Okay, fine. I'll give it a rev. Why not? Let's see. Yes, this is what the tuning is gonna be all about. Let's go. Oh, perfect parking. That's fine. Not what I intended to do, but we'll run with it. Holy shit, it is a bit of a drift weapon also. So there you go, boys. That is the Proton Saga and all of its customization. Why did it fart? It's a very farty engine. In fact, do you want to see something fun? I can make this fart even more. Is it 1.3? It's a 1.5S. 1.5S is the top trim of the British sold Proton Saga. Let me show you a fun little thing I can do to this car. I think it's this engine I can do this on. Never mind, it's not. One of the 4-cylinder engines, you can turn up that value and it becomes like a really farty car. I guess we'll get to it later. After this is a car that's really not finished yet. We've just finished a new 3D model for this car, and so some bits of it are broken. For example, yeah, the two-tone over the back is broken and things like that. But don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the fact that we have a Nissan Exa with a brand new 3D model. Nice, high quality, no longer it was a Gran Turismo 4 model before. No longer. It is now high fidelity, high quality, awesome edition. So, gotta take a little bit of tidying up here and there, a few new textures, and fix up things like these no texture brake discs hidden inside of the wheels currently. This will be a masterpiece. It'll be one of the all-time SimpleNG greats, a high-quality Nissan Exa, and of course, I know you're itching to see it, so I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. There you go. You happy now? Yeah, you happy now? Let me put it away, because it's not finished yet. Okay, I forgot. I keep forgetting. Yeah, listen to that CA16. Yeah. What a noise. Beautiful. Chat, there's a Nissan Nexa for sale right now, and I really want it. I really want it. But I shouldn't. I shouldn't buy it, but I really want it. Now on to a car that I don't want. but I've had no choice but to keep. This is our unfinished Toyota Supra. It's unfinished. That's all I'm going to say about it. A few textures to polish up. Customization is... it's okay. It can have a bit more. And it has a pretty good noise. It's solid. It's alright. It'll get worked on soon, okay? I'm putting it aside because I'm busy with the real one. I don't need to be working on a virtual one too. Next up is a far superior Supra. This car is the Dodge Chrysler Daytona. This vehicle is so quick that it has 0 to 50 time advertised instead of 0 to 60, because it gets to 0 to 50 so fucking fast that they had to advertise it's 0 to 50 instead, because you know, who needs 0 to 60 anymore, guys? 0 to 50, that's the new deal. And the as said in the advertisements, it has front wheel drive, which is something Porsche and Ferrari don't do. Porsche and Ferrari wouldn't do this, but Chrysler would. They really did flex that about this car. But I like it, and it's got a funky little throaty sound. So let's give it a blast, shall we? Yeah, look at that. We do have our fading lights set up on this too. It's a hell of a rear tail light spanning across the entire back of the car. This car needs some little updates to its physics and things like that still. Or you can put it into a wall. But don't worry, it's SimpleNG, so there's no damage. How wonderful. Great car, great sound, great fun, and great marketing. I highly recommend checking out the Dodge Daytona. Not a lot of customization for it, I may add. It is kind of simple. It pretty much comes the way it is. You want that chin spoiler gone? Good for you. That's probably the peak of it, I'll be honest. There's not a lot. How do you make customization for a car that's so unpopular no one bothered to make any for it? Now on to a car that's more popular in Brazil, because it's the third Brazilian car of the day. The Fiat Fiorino. And that's the Fiat Fiorino. That's all I have to say about it. It's not finished yet. Physics aren't done, nothing like that, so I'm not going to bother driving it. But it has the same engine sound as the Proton Saga. So there's your fun fact. Not even a unique sound. It has some fun customization, okay? That's all I can say about it. Like, look at... tell me what BeamNG mod allows you to take off a bed cover and add a Snorlax. And then add another one. For good measure. Tell me another Beam mod that could possibly do that. That's what I fucking thought. Fiat Fiorino. It needs some work, so I'll skip past that. And here's another car, in quotations, that needs work. This is the GMC Sierra, which we have refreshed the 3D model off, which is great. It just needs better textures. These are kind of low quality, it must be said. But with a couple of new textures and some customization, this has become the only proper American truck in the mod, of which I also finished the sound for. It just sounds like a V8. It's just a truck. How about that? Great. Did the roof lights work? No, I didn't hook those up. Yeah, I haven't worked on this car in like over a year, so it'll be fun when we eventually get round to it. I like it. It just needs some love. It just needs some love. After that is a car that's already had its love. Already had its love. This is a Nissan Silvia. Now, to most people, this would probably be quite an out-of-place car in the mod, because, well, how come it's a mod for unique cars, but you've got a Silvia? Well, the amount of cars that have a licensed one via, which is this spec in particular, with the coupe rear and the nose-coned pop-up headlight front, the amount of games with this car is none. Well, it's like 2, I think. I think 2 games have it licensed, and they're like drift cars, not factory road cars. There is no factory road car 1Vs in any game licensed. So it's actually a very unique addition to this mod, despite being what most people would consider a very uninteresting car to add to the game. Why is Gran Turismo 4 background? What the fuck are you Why is Gran Turismo 4 background? Okay. There's one in Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. I'm not sure. It sounds like there would be. It might be the only game that actually has it, if it does. But I remember there was one game someone said, oh, well, it's in this game, and I looked it up, and it wasn't. I don't know if it was that. I've played a lot of Drift 2, but I can't remember if there was a 1V in it. I like the 1V personally. It's a very cool spec of Sylvia. And we do, of course, have some customization. Not as much as, like, you know, if you downloaded, like, Modland Slop Sylvia mod, it's going to have 40,000 body kits. This will not, okay? We have 59 other cars to do, so we can't afford to put that much time making Sylvia body kits. But you can swap this front end on if you don't like the 1V. So we give you the options here. We give you the options. But that's the Sylvia. You can put some bigger wheels on it and change the engine and all that sort of stuff too, but it's a Sylvia. We know what it's gonna look like. Passat, gentlemen, this did not exist when I did the last live stream, and now it does. How exciting is that? Some of you will remember this was a community vote. We let you vote on cars we were gonna add to SimpleNG and scrapped. We pulled 10 of them together, and you voted for the Passat in a narrow race with the Hyundai Envision 74. Now the Hyundai Envision 74 has been in every single video game under the sun. This was probably actually a good call. So we have a basic diesel. It's like a 1.6 non-turbo diesel. It's not a 1.9 TDI. These predate that engine, so it does not exist. We might do it as an engine swap for the funny, of course, but as a very pathetic 60 horsepower diesel engine. We have the G60 variant, which you're looking at right now, which has the supercharged 1.8 with 4-wheel drive, or you can have the front-wheel drive VR6. So plenty of different specs to keep you busy with the Passat. This was a car that we put a hell of a lot of effort into. This, thank you, Philman, needs more nodes and beams. Welcome to the stream, my brother. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while, my friend. Oh yeah, you can remove the rear seats to put a roll cage in, that is true. You can take off that arch trim if you don't like it. You've got different bumper types, I think, front bumper especially. There's a couple of front bumper variants, nothing too crazy though. They're all sort of just different versions of the stock one. And you can change the front one to be angry. You can give him little angry eyes and remove his nose so he becomes very flat, but you can do some fun things to him. Oh yeah, here's the body type selection that we saw with the Tirana. This one's really just to change the body weight, because the front-wheel drive one will lock you into front-wheel drive engines only. All-wheel drive one will lock you into the G60, so that the weight of the car is accurate for the engine of choice. That's what matters. So we have stolen his face, but don't worry, I'll make it up for him. I'll give him... what have you got? I'll give you a black roof box. Yeah, how about that? Actually, you know what? You can have a secondary roof box, and let's go and paint it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck me, I'm so stupid. Pink roof box. There you go. Enjoy, my friend. Alright, that's the Passat. I can give you a quick run around the car park of the Passat. Why not? So again, this is your 4-wheel drive G60 version, which is supercharged, if you didn't know. But we can always stop halfway. And body type, let's swap the front wheel drive so that we can play about with. It's put the diesel engine by default. There's your diesel. I want to put the VR6 in. There you go. It's a bit big to fit through that gap. There we go. At least sideways it is. It's like the worst test track I've ever chosen. It's brilliant. Good fun. Someone asked in chat, does every car get its actual factory colors? Yes, it does. Every factory color I could possibly find for this Passat is here. So there they are. You've got this nice little turquoise color, a nice blue, very pale silver turquoise, and they've been recreated to the best accuracy that I personally have been able to get. So That's some of the old cars have paints that I made quite a while ago, and I was a lot worse at making colors, so I have to go back and remake a couple of the old car paint jobs to make them more accurate to real life. But ones that have been done recently, like the Passat, are bang... Oh. Oh no. This is the Neoplan Megaliner. What? This is gonna be fun. Needless to say, it doesn't have customization. I don't know if that's going to break your heart, but it probably shouldn't surprise you. This is the Simple Tours livery, inspired by the Job Tours Megaliner, which is a real company that used these massive 8-axle buses. By the way, off these axles, only one is powered, and that one is a dually. There's a single dually in the middle rear, and that's the only one powering this bus. It's about 38 tons, I believe. I don't know what sort of horsepower it's pushing out of this Mercedes V8 engine that it has. Oh, can I fit it down this outlet? Oh, no. I'm going to have to be a real professional bus driver right here. Okay, I may have touched the wall already. Okay, it has a good turning radius because of the 8-wheel steering, but I don't think it's good enough for this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I don't think that's gonna happen, folks. Oh my god. Yes! Yes! Oh no, I'm impaled. The wall has impaled the bus. This is a problem now. It's becoming problematic. What if we just do this? No, it's still fucking impaled. Get out of my bus. Get the fuck... Yes! Go! Yeah! No cheating involved. That is wonderful. Chat, I have some bad news about the bus. Later on in stream, when we finish going through the cars, I'm going to show you our traffic system and how it works. And the bus cannot spawn in traffic because it's so fucking big, the AI can't handle it. They don't know what to do. So, no buses in traffic. I'm sorry to tell you. I know it's heartbreaking. But it just doesn't fucking work in traffic. It gets stuck everywhere. Buick Roadmaster. Also, this is a big car, trust me. I know it doesn't look big because we were just in the bus, but this is fucking enormous. It is funny as fuck, and I love it. I love everything about it. You can put surfboards on the roof. You get fancy chrome wheels. And also, I forgot to mention, every car is going to get now ride height tuning. We weren't going to add any tuning options originally because, you know, simple mod, simple nature, everything simplified. No messing with the tuning settings. We'll set them up ourselves. But we decided to add ride height tuning so you can really, really make the most of a car like this when you've got optional white walls and... What have we got? I believe there's some 3 spokes. Yes. Yes, there fucking are. These are off the Suzuki X90, which we'll get to soon. Look at that wagon. That is an absolutely glorious, glorious machine. Through and throughout. And why not throw on a nice little surfboards. Yeah, like that is how you do it, boys. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I believe, actually, it has access to the... Holden Tirana's exhausts. And that would be correct. Yes, it does. Holy shit. I love the Roadmaster. There's a few little things we need to do to polish up here and there. Actually, no, I think it's finished. No, the Roadmaster's finished. I'm waffling. Superb. Next car is about as unfinished as a SimpleNG car can get. I'm not really going to show up much about this. This is the Lancia Dedra. It's a Delta, but it's a 4-door. It sounds like that. Next. There's quite a bit of work to do there. So, sorry if you're a Dedra fan. Yeah. Don't worry about it for now. MX-3 has a few things to fix on it, but other than that, it's pretty much working. Let's have a look at the front number plate. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. It got misplaced somehow by accident. I don't know how that happened. But the MX-3 is funky because, well, again, our beloved developer Jordan got a bit bored one day. And he decided to do this. So, this, yeah, Oh, there's exhausts! Jesus fuck! Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. That MX3 tuning. This is peak max power. There's a few little bits to tidy up on it, but the MX3 had no tuning before. It now has one body kit, but the one body kit it has is hideous. Absolutely atrocious, and I love it. So I need to add some textures on those lights and things like that, but we'll get around to it. Actually, this car has a great sound. It has a great sound. Let's take it for a run, shall we? The screaming 1.6 V6 in the max power bodied MX3. Doesn't quite have its smooth lights on yet. As you can see, they come on instantly. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I can't wait to finish that car up. You forgot about the Roadmaster sound? Oh, did I? Thank you, Chips. I didn't even know you were watching. I'll give you a rev in the Roadmaster. Oh, yeah. How could I have missed out on that? That's such a good noise. I'm loving these sounds. Because I did them. No bias in it, obviously. I'm just saying. Here is the Nissan Micra. It's very unfinished. Very, very unfinished. I believe this is the one that you can make sound very sporty. How do you add smooth lighting to the mod? I'm not the one in charge of that, so I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't look that difficult. Here we go. Listen to this, boys. Oh, look how violent you can make it sound. Or just normal. Just normal. So, yeah, great little car. Very fun. But we have nowhere near finished it yet. It has been... It's quite a while ago we worked on that, so don't worry. Honda Integra is at least a finished car, so I can show you that. This car has quite a bit of customization for it. Some of them haven't been added yet, so I can't fully show you, but I've shown this car off in the past, most likely, I think. Actually, Joe, maybe not. Not on stream I won't have, because it's too new for that. You can untype R it, you can have a basic spec one if you want, but it spawns as the Type R by default. You forgot about the Dedra? No, I spawned the Dedra for about 10 seconds, revved it, and said that's it, because it's that unfinished. Yeah, this is a cool little car here. I do love this thing. You can put a Mugen body kit on it. Again, there are more to come, but that's my favorite thing about it anyway. No, there's a little bit of a weird shading thing going on there. We'll have to maybe take a look and fix that, but I'll make a mental note. Very cool. Very fancy. I love the Integra. Oh, I nearly forgot. I wasn't going to give you a run in it, but it's got a good noise, so maybe I have to. We need US spec headlights for this. That would require making entirely new front quarter panels, bonnet, bumper, headlight. You're remodeling the entire front of the car just to make it uglier. It's quite fast compared to most cars. Dedra's so forgettable, I forgot you spawned it in. Fair. High fancy. Very cool. But is it as cool as this? This is the mighty Isuzu Forward V or 5. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Forward 5 we'll call it. This is our truck. This will spawn in traffic because it's considerably smaller than the bus. And of course it is not just a box truck. If you've seen the trailers and things like that before, you will know that it comes as a car transporter also. And not only a car transporter, but a flatbed. Different bodies, it's great. But the car transporter very much functions. Well, I say functions. You can drive on it. It's not like it's animated and stuff. That wouldn't be very SimpleNG off you. But if I go ahead and spawn the next car real quick, which is the Suzuki X90. which is pretty much finished, I believe. There we go. He's using the micro sound. They share. But if I go ahead and park this on top, handbrake on, let's go for a drive. How fun is that, huh? Wonderful. He's jiggling around up there. He's not tethered down. Someone help him. Oh my goodness, he's a bit wobbly. I should be able to make this. Yes, I can. Wonderful. Great. And we'll stop him here. And we'll drive off. How cool is that? It's great. I love it. If you find a truck driving in traffic, you can go in walk mode and go hitch a ride. You can just go for a ride. You can just go see the sights of the city. So yeah, it is a bit of a gimmick vehicle, obviously, but it certainly works a lot better than you might expect it to. You may think that this is a fucking stupid looking J-beam, but this allows anything to ramp up the truck whenever it wants. And if I reverse this truck into a wall, it's not going to hit it. There's no collision on this, except if you're a car. So cars can drive up it, but nothing else. It can't hit anything else. It's great. So yeah, it may look like a mess of a J-beam, but it can go straight through the floor without issues, and it allows you to ramp up whatever you need. So very handy, very cool. Thank you, Isuzu Truck, for providing us with all our Driver San Francisco fantasies of ramping off of every single truck we see in traffic. So, will Simple Cars ever have their own mod pack at some point? No. 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 I just made this so you could stare at them on a live stream. Yes, they will come out in the pack, my friend, of course. Is the X90 four-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive? Both are available. Both are available. This is another car that has the body type option, which swaps between different drivetrain types and different body weights depending on what you're choosing. So there you go. You can do both of those. So thank you, Lil Suzuki. It's very fun. Not a lot of customization for it, but you can do something that you're probably not expecting. Yeah. You can do that. And as well as I believe, oh, that is the wrong one. Yeah, there we go. There. I believe I need silver. Yeah. You can be Red Bull. What more can I say? One of the many silly variants hidden away into the pack that people will have to find out for themselves. Except for the ones I spoil for you, because I'm just nice like that, I guess. Let me unspawn this. And replace the truck. Now that we've technically driven both.
Hello.
Hello, Red Hoodie. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you've had a good start to the new year. Because many people in the world have not. And yep. You know how it is. You know how it is. Just got here. Don't know if you've already mentioned this, but how many cars are finished at this point? How many cars are finished? That's very difficult to say. Not many of them are 100% finished, but a lot of them are like 95%, if that makes sense. So I can't really give you an exact number, but like there's about 25 or so vehicles that need like proper updates, and then there's 34 that are pretty much done, and of those, half of them are definitely done. So it's one of those, like, you know, we pretty much just need to get on with a lot of the older cars. This is one of them. You can usually tell if it's an older car because, one, it'll have a tire texture that is a little low quality. The lights won't be transparent. You can't see through these, so that means it's an old car. And also this, the paint quality on this looks a little flat. There's not much metallic to it. So things like that sort of give away if it's an old car or not. So this is one of those that needs updated. I just spawned it in because it has a sound That's what it sounds like. Not much else to say about the Primera, my friends. Sorry, Primera fans. It will be updated in due time. Here is the Daihatsu Mira, which is a popular little car. Please tell me the Primera has BTCC Aero. Yes. It has touring car front bumper and rear spoiler. So you can make your own homemade touring car replica. This is the Daihatsu Mira, which is our only K car in the mod. But how funky is he, realistically? A couple of little generic customizations as well as rally stuff, because you can make him into a rally machine. What does the exhaust do? Tuner dual tip. What do you look like? Oh yeah, that is a weapon right there. Let's put a little roll cage in there. Why not? Some hood pins. Yep, fuck it. Why not? Spot lamps. Why not chuck it all on? There's a two-tones. A lot of cars don't have that, the paint job sorted, so don't worry if you think there's not that many. Look at him! Look at that machine! Wonderful. And how does he sound? Very angry! Very angry little K car. Motivated. Oh my, he's so quick! It's so fucking fast! Oh! Is that the fastest lap of this place I've done? Oh, it has to be. What a machine! Holy shit! If you're not convinced that the Mira is one of the funkiest cars in the pack, I don't know what to say to you, brother. The R34 is next. Now, this is outdated, but I have some news regarding it. We are redoing this car right now in a big way. So hold out for that. I'm not going to show anything about this car. We had a lot of old customization for it and whatnot. But we are redoing this big time. And it's going to be very, very special. So there's your RB sound. But I'll put him back. I'll put him back. R34 is in every other game. That's what we're going to fix. He is a little out of place. He's a bit too common for this mod. So we're going to replace him with something that games don't have. Don't you worry. We'll take good care of our R34. We've got plans. Next up. The music was incredibly well timed. The Honda Le Great. The Honda Odyssey of Japan. With the Honda V6. There isn't a whole lot going on with this car. It needs some updates, but it did receive one update that I will show you right now. And that is the Modulo body kit that it now gets. You can have the sportiest minivan in the world. Look at it. That's going to look great once we add the suspension lowering options and wheel customization. That's going to be a hell of a machine. I look forward to finishing up the Honda Le Great. So, next up is an oddity. Because you might think, why the fuck is that here? BeamNG certainly wondered for a moment. It froze. I thought it crashed. This car needs some updates, but it's a Celine SR wide body. One of one ever made for the road. You can hear a supercharger in there somewhere. Not that it's hard to hear. It needs a lot of work, this one. But it's here, so we'll have our Celine race car ready for you very soon, I'm sure. Now, the most outdated car, and yet somehow the most popular in the entire mod, is the Volvo S80. Now, this says T6 on the back in very shitty font. We're going to fix that. That looks terrible. This was made a long time ago, before this mod was meant to go public, so the quality of it is a lot lower than our usual standards because of that. But, again, as I say, we will be fixing that, and this will be a masterpiece in due time. But it says T6. It is not a T6. It is a T5. Because we wanted more four-wheel drive cars in the mods, so we got a T5 one instead. This will get updates. Once again, Jordan got a bit bored. Now, that's like everyone. That's gonna be everyone's favorite phrase by the end of the stream. Is Jordan got bored? Because when he gets bored, he just goes and does stuff. So what he did was whatever the fuck this is. What in the name of God was this man thinking? What? Jesus Christ, man. So, if you want tuning Volvo, then you have 2000s tuning Volvo to go with the MX-3. I don't even know what sort of customizations we could possibly have on this, but there you go. It has something, and it'll probably get a little bit more before we're done with it. Next up is the GS300. Jordan has not touched this one, but I did. I think you should let Jordan get bored more often. You say, okay, hold on a minute. You should let Jordan get bored more often. These 2000s body kits are sick. I have put Jordan in charge right now of working on the R34. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I handed him the model the other night and I said, hey buddy, it's time to get swag. So if you're in the Discord server, just look out for it. It's coming. It's gonna come like a thermonuclear bomb soon, brothers. we've done something great, I promise you. GS300. This is a cool car that I love very much. And it has that naturally aspirated 2J symphony and plenty of customization that I may have shown on stream before already. But why don't I take you a little look through it? Like the bumpers, it does get some bumpers. There's a one with like a nice lip on it. What about is there side skirts? Yep, give me those. Sure thing. Got a rear bumper anywhere in this mess? There's rear wing. Fuck it. Custom spoiler. Oh yeah, okay. What a machine. And oh yeah, we can change the grill. Of course we can. Custom grill 1. Why don't we do that? Sure thing. Nice. Okay. Oh yeah, rear bumpers there. So we can. Oh yeah, the bumper delete. Fuck, I forgot. Because why not? You can have your shit drift missile version of your GS if you're really... What? Can we lower this car yet? Or is that... It is actually there. Okay. What does it look like lowered? Oh, yeah, that is perfect! And now what we do is we go to parts. I'm making my shit missile. What have we got here? I like 5-spoke Tomos. Let's get those on. Oh, yeah. And the rear ones, BBSs. Yes. 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 The takeover special. No, that's perfect. That's wonderful. I like a GS300. Maybe not like this, though. That's god ugly. Yes, it is. So there's your 2000s tuning sedan for you. You're welcome. Speaking of tuning, I'm sure you'll be more excited to hear that this has its own quirks. This is a Saab 9.5, as you probably already know. But what you don't know about it is how fucking funky you can make it. Because, where are we? Front bumper. Yeah, look at that. Wonderful. Absolutely astonishing stuff. Look at those exhausts. Oh, how wonderful. Side skirts, yep, let's get those on too, why not? And something about this isn't Scandinavian enough. Ah, yeah, I remember. Yes. He doesn't have its smooth lights yet, but when it does, it's not going to look gorgeous. So spot lamps available. What about the roof rails then? Because you know it's a Saab wagon. What are we gonna put on? Oh, of course we are. Oh, fucking course we are. Yep. There you go. I don't know. I kind of want this painted. This trim to be painted. Front bumper. Let's have a little look at that too. Why not paint that while we're at it? Sure thing. Plastic door handles. Boo! Get out of here. A roll cage. Yeah, make it even safer than it already is. What if I want to tow things? What do I want to fucking tow? Great news. Tow bar. Rear wing. How could I forget? There's a rear wing for it. Let's do that too. Wonderful. That's good. Yeah. We put some customization on the Saab because we knew people would want. Oh, actually, hold on. I haven't done the Saab thing yet. People aren't going to appreciate if I don't. There. Yeah. Those are the ones you're asking for, right, chat? I don't even have to ask. You know. Wonderful. Can I lower this too? Oh, camera gets lost. Yes, I can. What's it going to look like? Holy shit. What the fuck, man? Holy moly. There's your Saab, and here's some of your factory colors. There's not too many. It's not a very exciting car, but it certainly comes in some colors. So there you go. Saab is fun. Oh, hang on. I didn't rev it. I didn't rev it or drive it. Why don't we drive it while it's lowered? Let's see how shit it feels. Front wheel drive with about 200 and something horsepower being put through it, I'm pretty sure. It's going to be quite bumpy as it's lowered all the way to the bump stops pretty much. Got that turbo 4-cylinder. Yeah, pretty quick, even when it was bouncing over the bumps in the car park. How cool is that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next up is a masterpiece. I'm sorry, it just is. It just is. This is the Proton Jumbuck, a unique 3D model made specifically for SimpleNG. You will not find this anywhere else until someone steals it and puts it into Assetto Corsa after re-release, which, well, if it happens, it happens. This is beautiful because we made sure you could customize it to make it the Jumbuck of your choice. This is the pickup truck to have in SimpleNG. Oh, what's that? Your bed cover? You don't like the bars? What's wrong with you? That's fine. You can always cover it off, like so. Oh, you can remove the bars separately, I forgot. That's part of it. Yeah, off you come. Look at that. Rear wing, of course, the rear wings actually change depending on what back you put on. You can put a NASCAR wing on the flat one, because of course you can. What about if I didn't want this? What if I wanted a box? Okay, sure. There we go. Now I'm a farm truck. Yeah, how about that? Oh god, where's the bed cover gone? There it is. What if I wanted to be a coupe? A sports jumbuck? Then you sure can. This isn't enough for me. I need a Evo 3 rear spoiler. Oh, they added an Evo 3 spoiler. What are the odds of that? That is incredibly lucky. Why would you put an Evo 3 spoiler on that? Then I whipped out the Evo 3 front bumper and everything became clear. This is the Evo Buck, ladies and gentlemen. If you're unfamiliar with Proton Jumbuck culture, you will be very confused. But you can put your Evo engine in as well. You've got Evo rims you can put on if you really want. Where are they? 3, yep. There you go. Literally better than sex. You're right, chap. You're absolutely right. Turning it into that Evo 3. It was meant to be. Arch extensions are on already. Yes, I can go ahead and make that trim painted. This is one of my favorite cars in the mod. Full stop. It is so cool. Oh, rear diffuser. You need downforce? Fuck it. You've got downforce now. How about that? Oh, that exhaust looks a bit pitiful, doesn't it? I could probably do something about that. Tuner exhaust. There we go. That'll do the job nicely for us. So now we've really got into Jumbuck tuning. That rear end's like a little highest standard, I would say. I'm going to go ahead and lower that rear ride height. Make it a bit more level. I think we can go a bit further than that, can't we? Let's just do it as far down as it'll go. And then, yeah, there we go. It's a bit more level looking. And now we can take our Sport Jumbuck for a run. This is with the 4-wheel drive Evo engine, so it's very quick. Yeah. That's how a Jumbuck should be driven. Love it. It's such a good addition, man. Such a good addition. We need a Cavalier or any Vauxhall. There's a Vauxhall coming up, brother. Just you wait. Next up, we're nearing the end. Daewoo Damas. The Daewoo Damas exists. The end. That is pretty much what this boils down to. I am going to simply put a top hat on him and drive it in a circle. That was the Daewoo Damas. Next up, you can turn it into a van too. Not just a minivan, you can put a panel van version. But you've seen the Damas before, let's be honest. Renault Kangoo is next, gentlemen. We have made a brand new 3D model for this thing. It is brand new from the ground up. It's so much better quality than it used to be. The textures still need to be done. These are kind of like low resolution and whatnot. But we are working on him. We will be working on him rather soon. So there's your Kangoo. You're welcome, everybody. I don't even know if it gets customization yet. I don't know. I was not the one working on this. So there you go. Baja. The Baja has been updated. Because, well, it's not finished yet. It does get, now, this. It gets a bed cover. It gets a bed cover, folks. You can have your Subaru Legacy estate that you always wanted. We also added the turbo hood because people pointed out just we were missing that. It didn't have a hood scoop before, so now we have a hood scoop, which we didn't realize we were missing, to be honest. But there you go. Not really much else to show about the Baja. There you go. It just has a bed cover now. Thank you to Jordan for modeling the bed cover. You'd never guess who did half of these things for us. Oh, speaking of Jordan, he modeled this entire car. This is the Suzuki Ignis Sport. And, well, what else can I say but masterpiece. A sporty little masterpiece. So yeah, special model made specifically for SimpleNG. And I'm not going to dig too deep into it because, well, you're seeing the best of it right now. It gets some rally parts, yes. But it has a contemporary, a rival, an intense rivalry, folks. With the Toyota Yaris T-Sport. It shares the same engine sound because they're basically the same car with different badges on them. So this is the Yaris T-Sport. You can, of course, make this into a regular Yaris also. So you can be the dealer taking the piss whenever you need. You've probably seen the shitpost video I made already for this. But this is the T-Sport. This is how it will come. This is it in its finished condition for the release of SimpleNG. How cool is that, huh? I'll give you a blast in the Yaris. Why not? It's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but it's a hell of a lot of fun to throw around. That back end's definitely kind of light, so you tap the handbrake and throw it in. It really sends the whole car. Oh, a little tap on the wall there. It's a Rally Stage Pro, you just don't know it yet. Amazing. I love the Yaris very, very much. But yes, you can make that into a regular Yaris if you want. It is just a T-Sport by default because it matches the Ignis Sport. Next up is the worst car in the fucking mod. Say hello to the Vauxhall Vectra Caravan. Say goodbye to the Vauxhall Vectra Caravan. Oh, that... Are you really that heavy? Go. Say goodbye to the Vauxhall Vectra Caravan. This motherfucker. It's obviously not finished, I should say. These light textures look terrible. It is not finished. But it has a new model. We went to the effort of remodeling the majority of the car to make it look better. Because the old model was a bit crap. So it actually looks pretty good now. It's a shame it's a Vectra, though. So I'm going to get it off my screen. Why did you add a Vectra? Because one of our real life friends has a Vectra estate, and it's such a bad car that we decided to add it into the game to take the piss. Funny enough, that same friend today woke up and found out that his tailgate doesn't shut anymore, and so he's sending the car to scrap. So this mod has outlasted the real life Vectra it's based on. Fun fact. So goodbye Vectra, good riddance. It will live on forever in SimpleNG, which is the only place that that car will have ever actually worked. Next up, Fiat Ducato. Why is it freezing when it loads in cars? This has a diesel. Because it's a fucking van. What do you expect? I haven't finished this yet. But you can... You can do... Yes. Put windows on it. And then put mesh covers on the windows. Because it's a police van. It will be a police van. Oh, it puts light meshes on too. It will be a police van. Soon. It's just not finished yet. But we love the Ducato. Very fun. It's great. It gets a roll cage if you're interested. Just, you know, why not? And customizable simple aero in case there wasn't enough downforce on it for your liking. So a little bit of work to do to the Ducato, but it'll be a good fun addition to the traffic, the SimpleNG traffic world. And we can race fans. Of course we can. It's a video game. Who gives a shit? Do anything. Next up, there's a bunch of cars coming up here that aren't really finished, I think, for the most part. So I'll just be showing them as what they are. This is playing Wii music. It's an unfinished Seat. It's not that exciting. Listen to that. How dull. Unfinished. We'll get to it soon. It's a bit of an old car. But, you know, modern hatchbacks are welcome whenever we have traffic to fulfill. So we also have this Igo. Nothing to show about this either. That's also... It's getting a slightly improved model swapped onto it soon. That's all I can really say about the Igo. The Igo sound is also shared with the Fiesta, so if you want to hear it, just wait till I show the Fiesta, for God's sake. Audi A1! DJ's in chat. This was his little car. He has now sold it, so this car in the mod has also outlived his real car. But look at it. Alright, that's the Audi A1. It also needs some updates and fixes and things like that, but don't worry. There is one hatchback that is finished, and it's the Fiesta! How excited are you to hear that information, gentlemen? The Fiesta is a finished vehicle. With a 3-cylinder, 125 horsepower Z-Tech. EcoBoost. This is the Fiesta. And there is rally parts for it. There are indeed plenty of rally parts. There's the exhaust things, and there's a roll. What do Fiesta people actually like, realistically? Mud flaps. Can I make this into a typical Tesco car park accessory? Oh, hang on a minute. We've got the rally spot. Well, I say spot lamps. It's actually a light bar because it's a modern rally machine. But yeah, I think we could probably do an average Fiesta owner here. Oh, fucking hell. Why does the front lower so much more than the back? Oh my god. Look away, everybody. I'll look away. That is abysmal. Oh, actually, here's a real look away moment. Do you want to see a car that's really not finished? Say hello to an arseless BMW you're about to see. Oh, yeah. He needs some work, boys. He's a little tired. The reason he looks like this is because we've been updating him quite a bit, and he has sort of been left in an unfinished state. But I believe we have... Yes! Look at this. We've added... non-M! Some shading issues, but non-M spec. I think it just needs unwrapped. You can make him into not an M. You can be an 840i or an 850 if you really want. So we'll get finishing that eventually, and then you can have a BMW 8 Series. He's just a bit unfinished right now. Now for two cars that are finished. We'll be ending on a high note. At least the portion of the stream looking at the cars. This is the Guang Guang. You're all familiar with him. I don't need to take you on a guide through this.
Guang Guang. Guang Guang.
It's the Guang Guang. You can turn him into a bus. You can change his interior. You can do all sorts of things to him. He is the only other car with a first-person view in the entire mod. Look at that. Dash lights up when the lights come on. He is just a pleasure to work with, my friends. Cart body. Turn that thing into a bus body. Fantastic. And then we could change the color of the seats. Rear wing is there. You can change his facial expressions. You can make him angry. Become angry. Angry eyelids. Angry Guang Guang. This is the Wuhan Longjiangsu, which is a real electric minibus golf cart that you can purchase. They're still for sale. They are about $7,500 for a simple one, so it's not all that cheap, actually, to be honest. But look at that. And if you ever wanted a Chinese golf cart with gold T37s on, then you can do that, I guess. Doesn't that make you happy? Oh yeah, shit, hold on. There's a top hat. I don't know why. I don't know why we added that. But there's a top hat. So there you go. The last car on the list is probably not a very popular one, to be honest. But it wouldn't be a modern racing game experience if we didn't have a Chinese EV. Well, technically we have two Chinese EVs, but this one's a car, unlike the other one. This is the Xiaomi SU7 Max, which we have a non-Max spec available too. This is a 664 horsepower four-wheel drive Chinese EV super machine that bursts into flames when you look at it wrong. So very fancy, very cool. Oh, actually, I can show you one thing we have done to it. Is that not a phone brand? It is a phone brand, my friend. But what phone brand do you know that can do this? Oh yes! Oh yes! We have animated the arrow finally. It didn't work for a long time. It now works. It really does work a treat. You gonna go back down again? Yeah, there we go. Oh yes, I love that. Very cool, very fancy. We don't have many like modern cars in this pack to be able to do things like that too, so we made sure that this one was done correctly. And also the indicators, look at them! They work properly! They light up the way they should. It's all very, very cool. And the rear ones too. We put a lot of effort into this car, man. I know it's an unpopular piece of slop Chinese EV, but like, fuck, it's so cool. You should definitely give it a go. It's a speed machine. Let's see how fast I can do a lap of this place in it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. There's gonna be a lot of weight to throw around here. Oh shit, come on. There's a rear-wheel drive version with 295 horsepower as well. So it's a little bit more controllable. That's a fast lap of the car park right there. Love it. Also, it's got really foggy again for some reason. Whatever. So that is a cool machine. Now the only thing left on this list is car 60. Now nothing's going to happen if I click on this because it doesn't exist yet. The model doesn't even exist yet. We've been focusing on all the other cars, so 59 out of 60, boys. That's what it comes down to. So let me show you some of the other little smaller bits of the mods now that I've showed you all of the cars. It would take me an hour and 50 minutes to do so, and even some of those I skipped over, realistically. So, yeah, a lot of things to play with here if you're interested in more than just 1 or 2 cars, that is. Which I urge you to try out all of them. That's why we only... this pack is only available to download as one big pack, because we want to encourage you to try out new cars, rather than just downloading the ones you already like. Plenty of cars here that many of you won't have heard of before at all, and are definitely worth playing with and learning about. And if SimpleNG is the thing that gets you into them, then so be it. Very cool. That's what we're sort of aiming for at the end of the day. It's like playing Gran Turismo 4 for the first time as a kid and having no idea what half of those Japanese-specific model cars are. It was a magical experience that I really want to revive in people. I think it'll be a lot of fun whenever this comes out. But let's jump into a good quality finished car here. So one of these higher up ones, these all have like finished physics because we're going through them chronologically. So the physics are finished on a lot of these. I may whip out the Tirana. Remove the R34, please. So much hate for the R34. Y'all don't realize that's just one of the coolest cars ever made. I'm just saying. And we're going to make it even cooler very soon. So I'm going to get in this custom spec that I saved of the Tirana because I personally love this variant with the SLR 5000 text on the side and those nice deep dish muscle rims with my Italian number plates. Imagine importing one of these to Italy. Good lord. I'm going to use this. I'm going to quickly drop my settings a little bit real quick because traffic can be a little intense when I'm streaming. So what I have here, boys, is... If I can I remember the control binding for this? This. Nope, that's the console. I am really fucking stupid. This, my friends, is Agent's traffic tool. You may be familiar with this. You may have heard of this mod. It's by Agent Mushroom 5. Who they put 40-something real-world cars into European traffic. These cars do not have, like, complicated J-beams or anything. They're done like the simplified traffic vehicles of the vanilla game. So, you know, they may have like Toyota Yaris and things like that, but you can't customize them. And they're just there to be traffic vehicles, and like bumpers can fall off, and I think that's it. Like glass smashes, bumpers fall off, hoods open. I think that's what it boils down to. So they have damage, unlike us. But we are using their tool, with their permission of course, to use SimpleNG cars. So they have their... This is their packs here that their mod comes with. SimpleNG traffic will be an option with this if you download SimpleNG and their mod at the same time, and you can spawn SimpleNG vehicles. I'm going to turn down the amount of cars real quick because normally this is what I tend to run. I usually have 10 active, 15 parked, and 7 that get swapped in and out. So it's about 32 total cars that my game can usually handle. But I'll lower it for stream because I don't want to have any performance issues, because I always do when I'm streaming Beam anyway. And I'll turn off pooled cars for now. So we'll just have 5 cars rolling around, and we'll put 7 on park just for a demonstration run, pretty much. So let's start. If I press a quick start, generate plates on spawn, why not? Go off of the map plate design. That sounds cool to me. And let's start traffic. Oh, I need to spawn traffic first, you fucking idiot. So when this loads, you shall see SimpleNG cars only as traffic. And parked traffic, for that matter, if you can count that as traffic. And there we go. I don't know if the performance is going to chug on stream, but there's a truck. There's a ramp truck in traffic. That's perfect. Let me close the menu, shall I? There we go. So now we can go for a drive in the beautiful blue skies and sunny sunlight of Italy with simple vehicle spawning. Now, of course, we have the opportunity to put multiple different traffic sets in for different types of cars. So if you don't want to see a 1970s Datsun in traffic, you could probably make a spawn group that only spawns modern vehicles like this Saab. Oh, the game's quite loud. I'll probably turn it down. Not before I hit this ramp. Yeah, I think that's a sign. Let me turn the game right down so I can at least talk over the top of it. Yeah, the ramp has led me... See, that's the great thing about having a ramp truck in traffic. You can't not hit it. You have to hit it. In fact, I probably get a chance to hit it again here if I want. Oh, Datsun. Yeah, we don't have pulled traffic off, so we're going to see the same car spawn over and over again here. But usually... Oh, you motherfucker. Okay. But yes, the traffic tool really is that simple. You will just choose the group that you want. So for here, I chose all. But you could choose SimpleNG Modern, for example, or SimpleNG Realistic, and it'll add realistic traffic. So no, like, something like that Integra is a bit more believable as a traffic car, right? Than the Datsun is. Or the Fiesta. Fiesta is a good realistic traffic option. So you can choose all, realistic, or maybe we can do like Japan only, since we have a lot of Asian vehicles in the mod. That sort of stuff will be possible where once you use Agent's traffic tool and everything. We haven't had any issues spawning. I did have some problems with cars not spawning using their license plates properly, but I don't know, it seems to be working now. Seems to be working. So no complaints from me. Oh my god, I really want to hit this ramp. I guess there's a straight coming up here. I want to back off. 70s and older traffic, yes, we could definitely do some like period traffic selections. Although most of our generic cars that would be traffic appropriate tend to be like 2000s or like 90s. Well, that didn't go to plan. And now I'm just impaled. Thank you for that. Anyway, I did say I wanted to show off some damage stuff. The Tyranno's probably a good car to do this with because its damage model has been fully finalized. Oh, there we go. I finally get to launch myself, huh? Wonderful. Where's a wall I can go and make love to? There's a Fiesta. Bye-bye. Move out of my fucking way. Okay, let's go back into the city, I think. Here's a straight line, hits up the corner. I didn't catch up in time. It's not that fast of a car. I don't really want to have a head-on with the Isuzu because that thing's going to win that conversation, quite simply. Integra! Get out of my fucking way, buddy. The suspension version isn't finalized on the Tyranno. That's fine. Sometimes collisions can break our wheels, and that's something we have to do a lot of testing to make sure it doesn't happen, because they're supposed to be invincible after all. But if I hit this Datsun, you could see the cars actually broke there, but then they came back into shape again. That is the idea of this damage now. Before, they sort of stayed strong most of the time, barely sponged. They sponge a lot more than they used to. So now if I do this, the cars bend, right? But they're fine. So bigger collisions, now the cars will bend a lot more, which means the resulting collision will be a lot less bouncy. Because if you take two cars that are invincible and smash them into each other, they'll bounce into oblivion. Whereas now, if two cars, like this Datsun has its finished damage done, and the Tyranno has its finished damage, if these two have a high-speed collision, they'll both bend a lot more. And so it should reduce the bounciness quite drastically, but it should still stay invincible quite convincingly. Some parked cars around the city we can at least see now. Oh look, there's a Passat! There's a Passat parked. And a jumbuck with a box truck rear end. It's kind of fun to do car spotting with simple traffic, to be honest, because there's so many cars, and some of them are... I have made it so some, like, rare spawns can appear. Like, there's a... there's like a 2% chance for a Puma to spawn in traffic. So I kind of like messing with that. They make like a fun Easter egg when you do come across one. But if I see a Datsun at high speed here, I'm going to ram into it. I'm going to pause whenever we get into a crash. Is there any Datsuns around? There's a Jumbuck over there. There's a Roadmaster. There's a ramp. I'm going to resist my urges and not hit the ramp. I do have a couple of frame drops right now, but hopefully it looks okay on stream. And here's the Datsun. Bang! That's a big bend. I've gone straight into the rear wheel of the Datsun. The Tyranno is bending upwards. But we're fine. No, oh shit in hell. No damage to the Tyranno, and no damage to our little Datsun friend. He's perfect. Perfectly fine. So even in a big collision, no issues going on there at all. That's fine. We actually like to test. Stop bullying the Datsun. He's a good test subject. The other cars haven't got their damage quite finished yet. They have an old version of the damage, which is a lot stronger. The Datsun and the Tyranno are very weak, and that's what makes them so much better at absorbing collisions. Oh, I just put you into... I'm so sorry. I'm going to help the Datsun now. No, I'm not. Come on. Yes! He's free. But yeah, if I want to go smash into this wall, I don't get pinged to the other side of the street anymore. It's great. So not bad. I got a bit sad when I found that the traffic won't run any better because it's the AI that slows it down. Yes, if you have a weak CPU, it's like the amount of AIs running that's intense rather than the cars themselves. But making them more simplified does still help in your CPU load. So obviously, if you were spawning non-simplified vanilla traffic, my PC can handle about 8. But simplified vanilla traffic, I can spawn about 20. With SimpleNG, I spawn about 23. Usually 32 maximum, but then I can only really have about 20 driving at once, usually. Can I go for a little ride here, buddy? Appreciate it. Let's go for a little sightseeing tour, shall we? I can run it pulled still. Yeah, that's good. That uses your RAM more than your CPU when it's pulled, so that's a good thing. And park traffic doesn't use up like nearly anywhere near as much CPU resources because they're not being driven. So you can usually have a lot of park traffic and just have some driving around, and if you've got a weaker CPU, and you'll be fine. The best improvement you'll see performance is going to be multiplayer. So if you're someone who can't really play BeamNG in bigger servers because your PC is not very strong, this is for you, because this will... Oh my god, is the Roadmaster too big that it's blocking the road? Crash into them, go! You pussy. You absolute pussy. But yes, if you can't play in BeamNG servers because your PC's a bit too weak, then yeah, you'll be able to play with a lot more people with this, because you're not having to rely on the CPU. The CPU is not there. CPU, I mean just like AI vehicles. You're not going to have AI vehicles taking up your CPU intensity. It'll be other players controlling them, which is a lot better, so not so bad. They're actually all going to be stuck there because that Roadmaster's too big for them to go around. Sightseeing, is there a bus in the mod? No, you just have to ride in the back of a truck. Are the Tranas indicators the reverse lights? Let me confirm that for you. Yes, they are. That is how that works. Australian law mustn't mandate, or at least at the time mustn't have mandated, that reverse lights are white. So, yep, that's just the way they looked. I love how I avoided the Datsun there, because I was subconsciously knowing I shouldn't bully him. Where'd you go, buddy? I'm gonna bully him now. What are you gonna do about it? Oh, you're gonna straighten up, that's fine. Let's get into a horrible accident. Oh no, 3 cars involved. We're gonna have to exchange our insurance information now. Look, he's still going. The AI is unfazed by this horrible bullying happening right now. No, I want to push him off. He's not letting me bully him, guys. I'm calling Datsun Protective Services. Yeah, I think he's trying to escape you. Well, good for him, because I'm going to escape him instead, because he's not letting me bully him that easy. So yes, our traffic will now be operating using Agent's traffic tool, because, well, evidently it's working without any issues, which is lovely. Very convenient for us. Let me think, is there anything else to say? There's now that all the cars in the mod, holy fuck, have their sounds done. It's mainly going to be physics, JBeam related updates by Chevsky. For me, there's some cars that need better texturing. And then for Jordan, well, he's got some body kits to take care of, because isn't customization always fun? But that's all 59 out of 60 cars you've seen today on stream, and that's the way it's going to be until the very end. That is SimpleNG as it is now, and as it is when it releases, except some of the cars will have better textures, and some of the cars will have some new customization. That's pretty much what it boils down to. So we've got a 2 or 3 months worth of just updating old cars, and then we're going to give this out, and we'll see what the future brings from there, you know. Is there an expected release time? I'm going to say like March, end of March, but again, I can't really assure anything, so. But like, I'd be surprised if it took us much longer than that. April 1st release would be quite funny, actually. That would be quite funny. It's not bullying, it's character building. Yes, the Datsun's going to grow up to be big and strong. Traffic stuff is awesome. The optimization is always great for PC, for that, because I didn't even know there were optimizations for vanilla BeamNG traffic. If you go into vanilla Beam traffic, and you enable simplified traffic vehicles in the gameplay settings, you will get standard standard beam cars, but they'll have no interiors, and they'll have slightly worse damage and things like that. They'll be simplified, so you know they run easier because there's less physics calculations being done to all the fancy stuff like engine temperatures and ABS and all that takes computing power to process. So the less of it you have, the easier it is to run. So that's the way it works. And our cars are pretty much built like that from the get-go, except, you know, they're not just made to be hyper-optimized, because if we did that, we would also sacrifice things like most textures. We wouldn't be using custom sounds. These cars are made to be driven, but they very much work as optimized traffic too. If you've used Agent's Traffic mod yourself before on your PC and it runs well, from testing, we pretty much seem to be getting the same performance as using Agent's Traffic Pack. So there's a good benchmark for you there. Look at that, I crashed and it didn't even bounce. I'm liking this new damage model. I'm very impressed with Chevsky's work. He has put hours and hours and days and weeks of work into perfecting this damage so that the cars do not break, do not cause any physics instabilities, and so that they don't bounce back in collisions, or at least as much as we can avoid. It's very impressive what he's been able to do. So I look forward to having this on all of the cars, but it's going to take us quite a bit of time to do that. Did you check out the Legrate downforce kit? Yes, I did show the Legrate kit. It is wonderful. This looks awesome. I have a 15-year-old CPU and my PC chugs more than 2 cars. Yes. I mean, if your PC chugs running any sort of traffic, it probably still will to an extent with this. You know, it's not a magic mod that fixes everything. If you've got a weak PC, you've got a weak PC. But I mean, I run this game. My PC's a bit outdated. You know, it's nothing impressive. I've got a pretty decent CPU, but the rest of my PC's very old. I'm running on a 1080 Ti, which is a great card, but it's very tired by this point. And I run Beam on mostly medium graphics settings, and I'm running around with, you know, 32 cores, most of them parked and pulled, but it is very doable. Please stop changing things. The wiki's getting too hard to handle. Oh yeah, sure. We'll just release it how it is now then. That'll do. And then you'll not have to update it ever again. Get ready to redo the R34's page, buddy. It's coming. It's fucking coming. Is there any possibility of the mod getting delayed again? You can't delay it if you don't give people a release date. No. I like, my estimate right now, I've posted in the Discord, is February to March, but I do think it might be towards the end of March. That's just based off of how much there is yet to do. But having finished the sounds as of yesterday, that's a huge sign that things are going well. Things are finally going well. So that's good news. No more R34. Hey, the R34 is not going. It's changing. It's just changing. You'll see. But yes, no possibility of major delays. It's nearly impossible. I showed you every car today, and the only one that looked visually unfinished was the M8. So like, you know, it goes to show there's not all that much to do. It's just a lot of fiddly bits you don't see that take days to do. So it may look pretty finished, but it's, if I showed you our spreadsheet right now, we have an Excel spreadsheet of things to do, and there's so much red and yellow marks all over the place. It's crazy. But the engine sound row is all green. That is a perfectly green column. Also, I love that. Can you tell the Tirana is my favorite car in the mod? I don't know if you can tell, but you know, there's some hints. M8 was the second page made. Well, the M8 is still going to be there. It's just you're going to get non-M specs, and this is the first time I've actually told people that, so that's kind of cool. But it'll take a bit of time for us to put that together. So they had to be custom modeled as well. So thank you to 229 for looking after that for us, who is a Beam modder in himself. So cool. Finished and polished should do different things. Yes, exactly. And we're not releasing this unfinished. It is a 1.0 release. Finished. Done. We'll only put out patches if there are major bugs that people report to us. We want to have it as finished as possible right from the go, so you don't have to re-download it 16 times. Because this isn't going on the repo, so there's no convenient way to update unless you go and re-download it from our website. So we'd rather just have it finished right the first time. It's as simple as that. Is the 8 Series getting IRL trims like Luxury Line, M Sport and stuff? I think it has an 840, 850, and then it'll just get the M. I think that's pretty much what we're doing. And even between those, the only difference is the engine and like the bumper. I'm pretty sure there's not a huge amount of difference between those cars. Will SimpleNG run on the computer with a 7-year-old broken hard drive? That's kind of what I'm using, so yeah, probably. If you can, I always say, if you can run Beam, you can run this. It's really as simple as it boils down to. If you can run like 3 traffic cars, this might let you run 4, maybe 5, I don't know. And then maybe you can jump in a BeamNG server with 10 if you don't mind limiting your FPS to 30. You know what I mean? That's the sort of thing it boils down to. Why won't it be on the repo? It's because of community building. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I don't like the official Beam repository and forums very much. I think it's a very toxic hellhole. So we've been self-hosting ourselves on our own website and our Discord server for a year now. And, well, it's been going well for us, right? The YouTube channel's brought hundreds of thousands of eyes onto it. The server's nearly got 9,000 members in it. I don't think there's any benefit to putting it on the repo repository. I mean, it wouldn't go on the repo because it's got copyrighted material in it, because it's real-world cars and assets from other places like Gran Turismo, Forza, things like that in there. Like the Super model, for example, is a Forza model. So stuff like that wouldn't be able to go onto the repo anyway. So it'd have to go in the forums, and the Beam forums are such a shit place, man. I mean, no hate to the devs or anything like that, obviously. I love them to death, but it's more the Beam community is fucking terrible. But since opening my Discord server, the amount of people who have joined it, I think I've banned like 2 people. Everyone has been so nice. Everyone has been so friendly towards us and so helpful. It's been great. A lot of people talk about how toxic the Beam community is. I've only seen the nice side of it, man. Everyone's been so cool. So, but every time I go into the forums, I see other people arguing over what, like, is and isn't the best thing ever. And if you dare post a mod that isn't, like, dev quality, you're the biggest piece of shit ever. So, I'm pretty cool with sticking to Discord and SimpleNG.com, which, by the way, doesn't exist yet, so don't go looking for it. If you do, though, it'll take you to a website of cats. Last time I looked at the forums, it was a weird political argument about just stop oil. I don't fucking know what goes on there, man. Every time I go there, there's some weird argument that pops up, and I go on it pretty regularly to check for new mods, because I love being in tune with what the community creates, because I care about this game a lot, but I am not hosting... Goodbye. I'm not hosting our own hard work like that. Like 2 years worth of work on the fucking forums for some kid to go, actually, it doesn't have a breakable Bugatti that goes 350 mile an hour, so this is a piece of shit, actually. It's like, yeah, well, this mod isn't for you, buddy. If you wanted a Bugatti you're gonna break into bits, there's mods for you. Trust me. This isn't that mod. It's as simple as that. I mean, I get a lot of, like, really toxic YouTube comments, too, saying, like, what the fuck is the point of this mod? It ruins Beam. And I'm like, well, don't download it, then. It's that simple, buddy. Just don't fucking download it. If you're the sort of person who goes, oh, that's a shame, there's no damage. I mean, I kind of just want some cool cars to drive around in anyway. Then yes, this is for you. Bang. Done. Perfect. Wonderful. Oh, I kind of want some traffic cars. I like the ones in Agents Pack, but, you know, more's always better. Then yeah, download our pack. Perfect. It's just one of those things, man. It's not for everyone, so if you're actually going to complain that it doesn't appeal to you, then buddy, make your own mods. I promise you. Just shut up, no one cares. But yeah, no, 90, don't get me wrong, that, like, the YouTube video has like 99% like ratio. People are super chill about it. Plenty of comments who say, this isn't for me, but good luck, and it looks like you put a lot of effort into this. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, we did. I'm glad you checked us out, even if it's not your thing. Thank you. It costs nothing to be, like, respectful and cool about this, because we're doing something quite different here, and I know that's, like, people who are hardcore Beam fans will look at it and go, wow, this is not what Beam's about. And, like, fair enough, yeah. Most people buy this to smash cars about, so you can't smash ours, so kind of pointless if you're only playing Beam for that. But if you like what I'm doing right now, just driving about, smashing the traffic, and jumping off of trucks, hell yeah, bro. I find that fun, so I like this. I mean, of course I like it. I'm the one fucking making it, buddy. No, it's better to spend $500 gazillion on several separate car races. Yeah, that's the thing, right? They say, like, oh, I can just do this in Forza already. Well, yeah, then go play Forza then. Like, what? You can play Beam and Forza. I play both. Personally, I play Horizon 5 sometimes. I also play Beam. I play both. You don't not like. It's great that I have the power to choose. Just play Assetto Corsa. Yeah, I get that a lot. Like, why didn't you make this mod for Assetto Corsa? Is the big one. Well, one, because Assetto Corsa's physics suck. I'm sorry. That game is decrepit and ancient, and I can't wait for Assetto Corsa Evo, because that game desperately needs replaced with something far superior. It's the most overrated fucking sim game in the world. But also, like, yeah, we could have made this for Assetto Corsa, but I like BeamNG. Do you know what you can't do in Assetto Corsa? I can't spawn a police car right now and get into a chase. I also can't fly onto this roof and spawn my car here. Why would I want to do that? I don't know, but it's fun that I can, right? I can't grab my car in Assetto Corsa and send it into the sea. So, like, BeamNG is pretty cool, man. It may not have damage, but it has a lot of other things going for it. Lagreat high downforce. I showed the Lagreat. I've showed it. Assetto Corsa is insanely overrated. Yes. You need to install like 400,000 mods for that shit before it's even worth playing, and even then. Did you show the high downforce kit? Yes! I fucking showed the high down... Everyone bully Jordan. He'll never make you any cool body kits a game, but he deserves to be bullied. Having a normal, cool conversation while being a menace to Italy. Well, yeah, I pretty much showed you everything but the mod, right? I haven't showed you the custom loading screens, but that's because we're not finished. That'll be an optional download. And then the traffic... Well, that's a download if you download Agents mods. So, you know, you download Agents mod, then you've got traffic for us too. Simple as that. Are you sure you showed it? Yeah, I think so. Jordan, be less bored. No, be bored. Start working on that car I sent you last night that begins with R and ends with 34. And it isn't a pornography website. Oh, come on. I'm not very good at driving on stream. I swear I'm such a driving beast when I'm offline, bro. But on stream, look at that. I'm so mid. I'm so mid. The carbon wing? Oh, and that's not a kit. That's a wing. You're telling me there's a wing on the Legrate? I showed the kit, but what the fuck do you mean a wing? As the traffic just drives by in the background. What do you mean, bro? Rear wing. High downforce wing. You son of a bitch. You son of a fucking bitch. Yeah, that's a carbon wing. Sure thing, man. Someone said what happened to the Renault Kangoo. I showed it earlier. It's got a new 3D model. It's gonna be very fancy very soon. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it! Pause! The Legrate doesn't have its damage done yet, so I'm not going to show you the resulting accident. It's going to look very bad. It's going to squish into a crisp packet if I unpause right now. I love the Puma. I like the Puma a lot. That's a favorite of mine. And I like the R30 because it gets both Suzuki body kits. I think it does. Yeah, it doesn't have its finalized damage though. So, you know, it might ping into space. Well, you know, don't worry about that. I'll get back to the Mira. The Mira is a funky little machine. I love it. You can feel the downforce through the screen. Well, it was in midair, so I didn't. But I'm sure it works. Jordan says so. And Jordan knows what he's doing. I mean, why wouldn't the downforce work? It's not like Jordan does any J-beam work for us, so of course he knows what he's doing. I mean, that's safe. Let's just go for a nice long ride now. And let's see if I can... Oh, go on, let me on. Yes! Let's go! Now for a sightseeing tour of Italy, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Look at my Daihatsu mirror. You can have a close-up on the mirror. Look at this machine. Would you believe me if I said this is the Gran Turismo 4 model? I mean, we did some work to it to make it a bit better, but it's Gran Turismo 4 model. It's so good for... Okay. Okay. Don't worry about that. Get back in. Get back in. What the fuck, man? Why would you do that to me? That was so unnecessary. I was showing off our fancy PlayStation 2 model. It looks great, doesn't it? You wouldn't guess it's from a fucking PS2 game. But, that's the end of the stream. It probably is the end. To be fair, I don't have a lot else to say. That is the progress update on all of the cars. So yeah, some work to do. But the sounds are not some of that work. And I'm very happy about that, because that's some time-consuming stuff. It's now just making the cars look fancy, adding missing customization, and so on. While TFC slowly updates the J-beam for the cars that have all of that work done. So, this will probably be the last live stream I do on SimpleNG before the actual release. So, that's kind of fun to think about. It does mean we have a lot of work to do still. Show the bus, wiki creators request. You're gonna have to go back in the stream. We did a whole lap of the hotel in the bus. We didn't cheat to get round the alleyway either. No cheating involved. Look at this little machine. Okay, I really miscalculated that corner. Drive the bus around Italy. God, fine, I'll drive the bus. Fine. Why not? I can certainly drive the bus before we end off today. Before we get back to doing some simple work. I think the Ducato, Baja, and Monte Carlo are maybe up next on my list to sort. Because they're pretty much done. Just missing a couple of simple stuff. I'm saying the word simple a lot, I know. But the whole point of the mod is to be simple. So I'm glad they're only missing simple things. You know what I mean? Because then the job is simple. In theory, and then it turns out not to be in practice. Murder that fucking lorry! Fuck me! This is the only car in the mod that will actually obliterate that Isuzu. That Isuzu is like 8 tons. Or maybe more than that. But yes, if you just want to drive a bus around murdering people, then yes, mod for you, I guess. See this Saab? That's not a lightweight car. Gone. Yeah, he still has his bouncy damage, as you could see. The Datsun does not have it. See that? When he hit the building, he didn't ping off it. He sponged the impact. It's great. So while other vehicles will be very bouncy when I hit them with a bus, they won't be for much longer, and that's very cool. Thank you to Tievsky for discovering a new way of doing the damage. And thank you to the Isuzu for doing a fantastic job blocking the fucking road. Now I'm gonna have to make it up this alleyway somehow. There we go. I'm bottoming out! For God's sake! This is why this thing's not in traffic, man. My only driven wheels are off the ground. The only ones. You gotta be kidding me. Shut up! There's a lot of beeping going on. Look at these two. That is a vibe. Incredible. Right, let me get out of here. Go! Wonderful. Oh yeah, because roof cam wouldn't really work in a bus, you have an interior view on this. So, there you go. Technically, it's the third car with the first person cam. It's not really first person, it's just sort of inside. For whatever reason, the bus looks like something out of Automation. That is a massive insult. Get out of the fucking way, boys. Out of the fucking way. Oh my god! Not much is gonna resist a hit from... well, I hit a guardrail, but... Down to second. First... God almighty. Catch up to the Saab, please. It's fun to drive around and murder cars. Imagine doing this with vanilla beam traffic or agents traffic where the cars do brake. You actually reduce them to the size of a pea. This is the heaviest fucking bus in BeamNG. This, I believe this, like the vanilla BeamNG bus, whatever it's called, is like half the weight of this thing. It's enormous. But actually, that makes it easier to work on because heavier cars in Beam are more stable with their J-beams. The lighter a car is, the harder it is to make it stable with what we're doing here. Holy shit. We can't quite ramp up the Isuzu, I hate to tell you guys. Oh shit, please make the corner. Saab! What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? Out of the way, boy. Out of my fucking way. Datsun! Oh my god. I think I'm on the Datsun. I've squashed him. Alright, he's actually gonna become a sacrifice here. See this tree? This tree. You're dead, boy. He's stuck inside the tree now. Most importantly, I don't believe the Datsun broke. Yeah, he's not broken. A 40-ton bus squashed it into a tree, and it's fine. TFC's damage model works. It's excellent. Superb. Die, bitch. It's so satisfying being able to punt that massive Isuzu. Oh my god! Okay, this is... Oh. Yeah, he's kind of on his side now. I love being able to bully anything. I'm actually liking this. Off you go, buddy. Yeah, what you gonna do about it? Oh no! Oh no! Datsun! Did it survive that? It got crushed between two massive vehicles. It survived! Tievsky, this is great credit to you. This is great credit for you, my friend. Look at that! I say my friend like he's not my fucking husband. Look at that shit, bro. Great. The lorry went flying? Yeah, oh my god, he's all the way back there. So yeah, if you just want to drive around smashing into things, I recommend the Megaliner. Good fun. The truck will get its less bouncy collisions soon, so whenever these things crash, they should sponge into each other. The bus also has its bouncy collisions, so if you want to see the bus ram a wall at high speed, it'll jiggle like a motherfucker. So, yep. The lorry and bus will get their less bouncy collisions. So, one good thing about the final version versus what you've seen today, really is, like the new damage, is the best thing about it. That Fiesta went flying. Crash a bus into another bus, that'll just be a jiggle meltdown. It really would be. We're up to 50 mile an hour now. Let's see what happens if I hit a truck at 50. Bang! Holy shit! He's into the waterfall! Yeah, he's being blown away. Catch that, Datsun. Oh boy, you are finished. Oh, he managed to escape. You won't, though. Oh my god. I'm having way too much fun. I need to end stream. I'm just enjoying this. Can the car survive water? No, one of the few ways you can break the cars is by drowning it. You also will starve the car of oil if it's rolled upside down. And I think that's it. I think those are the only ways you can break the cars. The reasons we can't get rid of that is because the only way to disable that type of damage is the engine thermals have to be disabled, which means you won't get exhaust smoke, which is what's pouring out the back of this bus right now. And you won't get exhaust pops, flames, all that stuff. Oh no, I hit the guardrail! I've impaled the bus on the wall. It's over. It's over, boys. But yes, we need engine thermals for that, for exhaust-related things, so you can drown the car still. You can't drown EVs. The Xiaomi can drive underwater, I believe. I think you can. There's a way to disable that, but by default, because there's no engine thermals, because it's an EV, they can drive underwater. So, fun fact for you right there. But that's it from SimpleNG, I guess. That's all you're gonna hear for a while, I guess. I need to put some more videos out on the main SimpleNG channel, but we've been very busy over the holidays time. But we're back in action, baby. We're back in action. Oh, I'm gonna kill that Fiesta. Well, none of the cars broke yet again, so good sign. What a game, huh? BeamNG. How versatile. Could do anything you want. And yet some people will convince me that my mod is so pointless I should download Forza instead. I can't drive a bus through traffic in Forza. Forza's not cool enough for that. Will the sumps burst? No. No, they will not. Drowning and oil starvation is the only things you can encounter. So without further say, boys, that was me. That was Tavsky's JB Merc. That was Jordan's wonderful modelling. And also inputs from 229 on the modelling front too. That's your 4 SimpleNG developers. And that was a quick little look into every single, at least 59 out of 60 of the SimpleNG cars. Where they're at, how much is left to do, how our traffic works. And really, that's all SimpleNG boils down to at the end of the day. Remove the Volvo. Agree. Perfect. Got it. See you later. If you're up to chatting shit on the server, absolutely. I hover around the server very frequently. Of course, because it's much more active than my main server, so it's better. Is this not made on Dolphinity Racer? Good point. I could have done that. But I wanted more than 3 people to play it, so yeah. You should have shown the SimpleNG map. That was scrapped a long time ago. But it was indeed planned. Merlin's giving me wizard anxiety. Wizard anxiety. That's very whimsy of you. Yes, I shall be posting hopefully more in the car updates channel. In the server has been pretty dry for a while because we've been working again. I've been working on sounds for cars rather than finishing individual cars, and TFC's just been doing physics updates to old finished cars. So yeah, we haven't really put any like new. It looks like we've done nothing for a month, but trust me, we've been working away on stuff in the background. It's just I was able to show off all the sounds today. That's all I was pretty happy about because I've worked so hard to get those done. And now I get onto the more fun stuff, which is putting fancy wheels onto Lancias and things like that. That's much more like it. Will you make a plane and call it Simple Planes? We've made that joke so many times, bro. We're like, when are we making Simple Planes? Oh yeah, haha, yeah, you get it, because it's fun. It's funny. I should have showed you while I was on being there. These cars, most of them are compatible with the Skyrider mod. So if you know what that is, it's like it's the Deluxo from GTA, but every single car in SimpleNG, except for things like the lorries and the buses are going to struggle, and there's occasional cars like the MX-3 that just crash the game when you enable it. So we'll probably be able to fix those ones, but stuff like the lorry and the bus, I don't think, and the Bebe, they're never gonna work. The Bebe freaks out, it's a little fragile for a mod like that, so, you know, that's what you can expect. Does the bus actually weigh 38 tons IRL? Yes. Yes, it does. I do have a Bebe clip for you. There you go. Here's what the Bebe does if you enable Skyrider. We're not going to be fixing that. You just got to go and... You can do it yourself. You can fucking do it yourself, bro. It's not our mod, not our problem. But they seem to work with most of our cars, so that's a good thing, right? So if you want flying cars, you want your simple planes, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it right there. We did talk about making like a SimpleNG blimp. Possibly something like that. In the future, obviously, not for the main pack. Just in the future. A SimpleNG, a BlimpleNG would be kind of cool. Like a proper, a big flying machine. Airplanes kind of complicated. All the aero stuff has to go on. You can't really make those simple by design. But in theory, a Zeppelin? A blimp? It could be doable. Who knows? We'll see what we have in store for the future. Right now, let's finish what we've got. I wonder how many cars were rejected from the mod. Probably about like 20 or so. It's not really that many. There's plenty of cars that are like noted down as maybe, but ones that we actually planned to do and then removed, probably about like 20. Like, we've been pretty dead certain on what cars we're going to add on average, and some cars just get replaced once we're given like models for other ones. Like, we made that poll, we had the Passat in it. The Passat was replaced in favor of God knows what, I have no idea, but it made it in because people voted it back. So all the other cars in that poll, there was a 2005 Dodge Charger. We were going to add it because we wanted it for like a police car, and then we ended up not really needing it because we decided to make all of our cars into police cars. Well, not all of them, but half of them, half the cars, police cars. So we didn't need the Charger anymore. That's why we removed that one. And then it went into the poll, and it was like third place in the poll. So, you know, there's reasons for why cars get dumped, but yet you added the Vectra. The Vectra was one of the first cars, bro. This wasn't even supposed to be public when the Vectra went in. Still coping about that? Bro, come on. Let's be real here. The Passat turned out better than the Hyundai would have. I can't even lie. It came out so much better than the Hyundai. It took so much more fucking work because the model was dog shit, so Jordan had to work his ass off for like 3 weeks sorting the model before we could even like begin putting it in game. But hey, we did it, and now we have the simple best Passat B3 model in the universe. So that's, hey, we came out on top in the end, huh? What do you mean Hyundai wanted the turbine? Yeah, Tails wanted the turbine too. Turbine was supposed to be one of our cover cars, believe it or not. I was like, oh, we should have these like really weird obscure cars to be like the poster child for the mod. Let's have a Chrysler Turbine on there. It's a fucking turbine car. And so I still kind of want to see it in Beam someday. We'll see. We still have a model for it. It's still there. It's possible. It just takes a lot of work to sort it out. The Passat came out incredibly well because we got a diesel base front-wheel drive, and we got a four-wheel drive supercharged, as well as a V6 lots of different variants, a decent amount of customization for those variants too. It came out a lot better than I thought. So I'm not a Volkswagen fan. I voted for the Hyundai Envision, but in the end, Passat was good, man. Cadet would have been a good rival for the Tirana. It wasn't a Cadet, it was an Ascona, and it would have been a better rival for the R30, really. On paper, they have the same suspension there, same horsepower, same weight. It's pretty much just like a German R30 Skyline. So it'd be a good rival for that. And we would have added like rally specs and things like that, but that would have taken a lot of work too. So the easiest car on there probably would have been the turbine car because it wouldn't have had any customization. What is Hyundai Envision? The Envision 74. Not Envision, N, then Vision 74. This mod is not complete without a first-gen Twingo. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's pretty complete without it. But who knows what will come in the future. For now, though, good night, everybody. It's been fun. GTA Envisage, yes. Yes. The reason we removed the Envision 74 from our to-do list was because it was being put into every other game, which goes against the point of SimpleNG. So, kind of glad we didn't. Kinda. Still a cool car. But, yeah. Passat's more unique. There's no doubt about it. It's a good traffic car too. Good generic traffic car. So, a lot of ups and downs. There's ups and downs to every car we add. Unless it's the Vectra, in which case it's shit on all fronts. Yet you consider the Charger. I told you why the Charger was there. It was there to be a police car. And then as soon as we decided to turn half of the cars into police cars, we got rid of the Charger. We weren't that interested in a Charger. It was just there to be police. We wanted that V8 all-wheel drive. That's all we wanted. We're not that interested in the Charger. It's not that interesting of a car. Could have done a Caprice. That's boring. If you're going to make a police car, you're going to choose a Caprice, aren't you? We did look at Impalas. 2004 Impala was considered. We had a model for that and everything. But we already had front-wheel drive sedans like the Primera and whatnot, so we just said no. We wanted four-wheel drive, so we chose the Charger. But then we ended up with the Passat, which is four-wheel drive and a wagon, and has police versions for it. So win-win-win-win. You know what I mean? A lot of upsides to it. 90s Impala SS. That's been in games before though. And also, it's the Roadmaster, which hasn't been in games. So we have a Roadmaster wagon, which is that Impala. So we just kind of have that car already in a more unique form, in a form that I very much like, because I love the Roadmaster personally. It's one of my favorite cars in the whole mod. Love it to bits. Absolutely incredible car. I would have one in real life if it wasn't obscenely massive and very hard to get here. So, yeah. But yes, there's no point in giving me car suggestions because we're not taking any of them. It's over. We've got one car left and we know what it is. So, we need a Dacia Logan. There is a Dacia Logan mod that came out for BeamNG like 2 weeks ago with 1,300 and something configs. Go and download that. I don't think we need to do that. Some Group S representation would have been cool. We're not doing motorsport cars. We had last time I streamed SimpleNG, we were showing off like the NASCAR and shit, and we still would like to add that someday, obviously, but it didn't fit in with the rest of the pack when everything else is a road car. So we got rid of our Tacoma, Pikes Peak, and like the NASCAR and other motorsport related cars. So we cut those out. They're still there and they can still be worked on. They can still come at a later date, but they don't really suit the rest of the cars here, you know? Not enough American boats. Roadmaster's pretty much all you've got in that regard. The Montego's pretty big, but yeah, it would be nice to have had a proper 50s sailing boat car of American, but yeah, who knows what we'll add in the future. We've got plenty of ideas. There's only 60 slots to take up, and, you know, yes, you can come up with 60 different unique types of cars, but then you're forcing yourself to add this, that, or the other, when in reality, we just kind of only add what we want, and that's what we've done. So, we'll see. We'll see how much we get out of SimpleNG in the future. We've definitely got a nice little dedicated community who'll come back for updates, and that's kind of cool, you know? Motorsport Pack would be awesome to pick for balanced cars later on. Absolutely. I mean, if our racing and BeamNG goes well with the road cars that you can turn into race cars, why not make add-on packs for actual race cars? Fuck it. That's a great idea. I love that. But, you know, do some bebe racing first. You gotta get trained. Train for the big boy stuff. That's the end of stream, boys. I'm desperate to go take a piss. I need the end, boys. I'm out of here. I'm not even gonna put up the end stream. I'm not even gonna put up the end screen. I'm gonna end. Good night, boys. I'll see you later. And if you're watching this as a VOD, why are you still watching? What are you doing? Go away. Alright. Good night, boys. See yous next weekend for usual scheduled streaming to resume in the year of 2025.